All right, stick with me. You and I are about to see our main guy completely shock the Academy's elite martial masters. How? Just by using a tiny bit of his vitality points. He unleashes an absolutely terrifying, master-level strike. Even the absolute most genius students in the Academy need a whole month just to step into the beginner level. When humanity's #1 martial arts grandmaster finally checks out our guy's files, he literally trembles. He instantly decides he absolutely has to take this insane monster in as his personal student. But here is what they don't know. During a deadly battle that pushed him to the absolute brink, he was secretly chosen by the gods and gained a martial arts space system. For literally any martial art, his clone just teaches his main body inside this special space, letting him hit absolute perfect mastery in record time. Plus, beating up enemies scores him sweet martial arts points, which he can use to boost his vitality and upgrade his physical talent. But crazy enough, just a few days ago, he was totally just an average student in martial arts class. Sure, his talent was decent, but everyone just called him a training freak. Did he even care? Not at all. All that insane grinding was for one single goal: becoming a real martial artist as fast as possible to give his aunt and uncle a better life. See, he lost his parents to a brutal monster disaster when he was just 3. His aunt and uncle raised him, and once they found out he had real martial arts talent, they gave up everything to support his training. Because in this crazy world packed with savage monsters, being a martial artist is the absolute fastest way to get rich. But today, coming home from school, he overhears a conversation that totally breaks his heart. His aunt wants to stop taking her meds to save cash, and his uncle plans to work extra shifts, all to scrape together $30,000 for his martial arts exam fee. In that exact moment, he doesn't know whether to laugh or cry. He only trained to make their lives better, but ended up making them struggle even harder. Slapping his own face to snap out of it, he fakes a smile, pretends he heard nothing, and walks right in. He tries to help his aunt with her wrapping work, but they shoo him away to rest, worried his all-day training wore him out. Tossing and turning in bed, he just can't fall asleep. Thinking about their massive sacrifices, he makes a hard choice. He absolutely cannot let them suffer like this anymore. As an apprentice, making tens of thousands in just a few days leaves him with exactly one wild option: the underground arena. Now pay attention, because this is where the real madness begins. Next morning, the female announcer stands right in the ring, hyping up the crowd. Welcome everybody to the brutal apprentice survival match. No rules on life or death, only winning matters here. Today's bold defending champion is Minato. 4 straight wins gets him a massive $60,000 prize, but losing gets him absolutely zero. The moment she finishes, the whole crowd goes wild. A total no-name rookie daring to defend the ring, guy is basically begging to get wrecked. The hot announcer playfully bumps our guy in the chest, telling him to hype up the hyped crowd. He looks totally clueless at first, but when she tells him to talk trash, he nods and drops a line that makes the whole arena explode. I'm invincible below the true martial artist level. Bring on the weaklings. Instantly, angry curses echo everywhere. Everyone is just waiting to see this cocky kid get absolutely destroyed. But then the match kicks off. He stands dead center in the ring, his eyes locking in with dead serious focus. He looks around, realizing the killing intent in here is ridiculously heavy. But honestly, that is exactly why this is the only spot to farm his tuition money fast. With that thought, he clenches his fists. Using just his diamond fist technique, a few easy wins will seal the deal. Suddenly, some dude in a wolf mask jumps into the ring, laughing like a maniac. You arrogant little brat, let me play with you. Facing this hyped-up wolf mask guy charging right at him, our boy stays ice-cold and totally relaxed. A tiny smirk creeps up under his mask. To him, the guy has flash, but his footwork is trash and wide open. Easy win right here, and sure enough, the second the dude throws a punch, before he can even finish talking trash, our guy channels raw power into his palm and blasts a super clean floating light palm. Boom, one hit and the challenger goes flying out of the ring, zero chance to fight back. He raises a hand, calling out cold. Next, the announcer instantly screams into the mic. Minato takes the first match. The whole arena explodes, cheering like absolute maniacs. So epic. But before the hype even settles, another guy leaps up, messy hair, looking ridiculously confident. You got lucky, kid, but your luck runs out with me. Our boy just smiles, waving him forward. In his head, he is already sizing the guy up. big build, strong frame. Totally perfect for testing out his diamond fist. The opponent does not even wait, rushing in for a massive strike. Our guy calmly blocks it, their fists crashing together. The shockwave leaves the guy gasping. That punch power is insane, but our boy instantly realizes his own strength is way higher. Plus, right after that clash, the dude put way too much into his upper body, leaving his waist completely wide open. Opportunity acquired. He spins instantly, dropping a pinpoint kick right to the weak spot. Result, same as the last guy, sent flying out of the ring, totally knocked out cold. The entire crowd goes silent. He is so strong, looking down at them, he casually says, "Next." The female announcer is basically screeching with pure hype right now. Minato secures 2 straight wins. Now you saw how easy that was, right? Well, do not celebrate just yet. Up on the second floor, a brown-haired boss watches silently, his eyes narrowing. He is not even a half-step martial artist, but his power completely crushes regular apprentices. This kid is no joke. When the third match ends in a flash, the boss gets completely certain. Weaker than the absolute elite, but way stronger than the trash. This kind of guy, completely perfect for rigging arena bets. He turns and orders White Tiger, go take him down. But remember, hide the fact you are a real martial artist. Down in the ring, our boy flexes his fist. His diamond fist just hit the flying mastery level. Fighting regular apprentices is a total breeze now. Just one more win, and that 60 grand is all his. But suddenly, the whispers from the crowd make him freeze up completely. White Tiger is stepping up. Wait, isn't he a half-step martial artist? Letting him fight is literally just cheating. Hearing this, he instantly drops into his stance, eyes totally locked in. A half-step fighter, this is gonna be way tougher, but losing is not an option. Across from him, White Tiger smirks and hooks his finger. Do not worry, I will go easy on you. The bell rings, kicking off the final defense match. Instantly, our guy goes on the total offensive, throwing 100% of his raw power right into the very first strike. Their fists slam together, blasting out a massive shockwave, but his arm actually shakes. Wait, no, this insane strength is not from a half-step fighter. He is a real martial artist just hiding his aura. Before he can even process it, White Tiger counters. A brutal combo smashes straight into his chest, Thunderstrike fist. Every single hit feels exactly like a total lightning bolt, forcing our guy to stumble back, wincing in pure agony. So this is true martial artist power. The whole arena holds its breath. Taking 3 straight Thunderstrike punches, Minato is totally finished. White Tiger attacks harder, mocking him loudly. You only know how to defend. What else you got? Pushed completely onto the defensive, so what do you and I think? Can he survive this? All right, jump in with me. Our boy is losing bad and desperately needs an opening. But one tiny slip-up, boom, a massive fist right to the face. That hit sends him crashing down, gasping for air, vision totally fading. White Tiger steps right on him, voice freezing cold. You get 0 cash today. But my master wants to recruit you. Play along and you still get paid. A literal bribe to drop his morals. Su Hong shoots it down fast. I do not do garbage. White Tiger glares, absolutely furious. Then we have nothing left to discuss. I will just cripple you. Right then, a mysterious voice echoes in his head. Become a martial artist. Startled, Su Hong snaps up, dodging the kick by a hair. White Tiger freezes. Meanwhile, our guy is practically burning with resolve. I cannot fall here, absolutely no way. Even after taking that brutal thunder fist, he is back on his feet, leaving his opponent totally speechless. His mind flashes to his aunt and uncle. He has to become a pro so they can live a better life, but sell out his core beliefs for it. He hesitates, then locks in. No way, I am not accepting a future like that. Suddenly, a crazy system interface pops up. For family, for your beliefs, what will you pay? 0 hesitation, his aura explodes. His answer, everything. Just when he is about to collapse, the floor totally caves in. The ring gone, the crowd wiped out. He stands completely frozen, eyes wide as the whole space turns into this freaky, endless void. A massive shadow looms over him, packing some suffocating pressure. Su Hong stutters out, "Where am I? Who are you?" A super robotic voice drops in, giving you one chance. Then glowing gold dust flies over and completely wraps around him. A glowing gold screen pops up. He stares blankly at the text. Name Su Hong, Blood Chi 85, Spirit 23, Mortal Body 3%, Quest, the Arena Path. Skills show Diamond Fist Microlevel 7%, Floating Light Palm 35%, Void Treading Step 56%, Total Martial Points 0. He blinks hard. This thing is literally tracking his real-life stats, and he can even touch it. Curious, he taps the quest log and text drops. Watch closely, things are about to get wild. A clone of himself spawns in, says absolutely nothing, and throws hands immediately. A massive punch swings down. He ducks just in time, dripping with sweat. He glares at the guy. It is literally his exact copy. And the clone is using Diamond Fist, but way better. Every single move is pure textbook perfection. Su-hong cools his nerves instantly. He has a flawless model right here. It would be dumb not to copy it. He charges back, observing, mimicking, and adjusting with every block. The clone even grabs his wrist like a literal coach. He panics but gets the lesson, quickly jumping back to make some space. He glances back at the system. Diamond Fist just bumped up to 10%. It was barely at 7 before. That is an insane jump. Fists clenched, hesitation gone, he rushes in again. Punch after punch, his stats are going crazy. Diamond Fist jumps from 15 up to 23. Void Treading Step hits 70%. Then boom, breakthrough, Floating Light Palm maxes out and his footwork reaches total perfection. Finally, Diamond Fist explodes to maximum level. After an exhausting brawl, he barely manages to crush his own clone. Panting hard, he grins. Gotta thank the system for this one. A chime rings out. Quest complete, rewards dropped. Do you want to return to reality? Without missing a beat, he says yes. Bam, his mind snaps back, and White Tiger is still charging at him, screaming insults. But this time, Su-hong just casually lines out of the way too slow. White Tiger is completely stunned, taking a massive punch straight to the jaw. The tiger mask shatters, pieces flying everywhere. Can you believe that one shot? The crowd goes dead silent. Su-hong looks down at his knocked-out opponent and calmly asks, I won the 4th match, where is my cash? The announcer stutters out. Min defends the ring, 60,000 yuan. Up top, the boss looks furious. Max-level Diamond Fist, how could a rookie pull that off? Even seasoned pros have not hit that tier yet. He orders his guys to track him down. 2 goons bow. Outside, Su-hong steps into a dark alley. It does not take long to realize he has a tail. His eyes dart, he speeds up, hits a blind corner, and vanishes entirely. The 2 stalkers run up to pure empty space, totally freaking out. They look around everywhere, completely lost. They are stressed. The boss wants this kid's ID, no matter what, but what these clowns do not realize. Su-hong is chilling right above them, staring down cold. Still trying to follow me? Straight up asking for a death wish. The moonlight washes over the quiet city. He makes it home fast. Uncle Su-meng sees the fat stack of cash and shakes. Did you rob a bank? Why so much money? Su-hong plays it cool. I am coaching at a dojo now. The master thinks I have real talent and wants to sponsor me. Aunt Su-yun is not buying it. You said that place was super cheap before. He grabs their hands, totally serious. Do you guys not trust me? His uncle laughs. Right, our boy has literally never lied. His aunt smiles too, proud that their kid is moving up in the world. Once they are asleep, Su-hong hits the roof alone. Sitting under the moon, his head is just spinning with thoughts. Exam fee secured, rent paid, his aunt's medicine is finally covered. He stares at the system panel. He can really turn his entire life around with this. Everything relies on this, but wait, his base stats have not moved. Suddenly, a notification pops. Defeated cross-level opponent, gained 67 martial points. Points boost blood chi and weapons. He stares at the numbers, deciding to test it on his blood chi at 90. He dumps the points in. His blood boils, eyes glowing red with insane power. That is where we leave it, so do not miss what happens next. Let's dive into an absolute banger of an action manhwa, guys. Our boy is panting, but completely hyped. His vitality just hit 90, reaching official martial artist levels. Plus, his body is looking totally jacked now. Even his old injuries are healing up fast. This insane surge of power means he cannot just sit around. He needs to test his strength immediately, so he makes a move. Tahong leaps up, vaulting over rooftops with a sneaky smirk on his face. Why not hit up the school training grounds? They have a combat power testing machine there. In no time, he arrives at the outdoor arena, standing right in front of that massive testing machine. Taking a deep breath, he gets into a solid stance. Let's try just 70% power for this punch. His eyes flash as he clenches his fist and absolutely slams the machine. Boom, he pulls his hand back, catching his breath, but his excited face instantly freezes up. The machine is completely busted. He stands there stunned for a second, then totally panics. Oh crap, is this thing just cheap garbage, or will they make him pay for it? Right then, an angry shout echoes from far away. Who's making all that noise in the middle of the night? Tahong jumps, turns around, and instantly sprints away. Gotta bolt. Somewhere else, old Lee wakes up and starts screaming. Who dared to break the school tester? He is totally convinced it was those two troublemakers, Tran Sun and Tran Luke. Just wait until tomorrow. He is gonna teach those punks a massive lesson. Monday morning rolls around fast, and the school gym is already buzzing with its usual crazy energy. Tahong stands with his buddies, pointing at a completely beaten-up Tran Sun, and whispers, "Why did that guy get absolutely wrecked like that?" A buzzcut dude leans in tight and whispers back, "Rumor has it Tran Sun destroyed the combat tester last night, but totally refused to confess to doing it. So the principal handled him." Hearing this, Tahong freezes up, feeling a huge wave of guilt since he was obviously the one who did it. Right then, Old Lee shouts into the mic, demanding silence. He announces a special guest today, a Tier 3 martial artist named Tran Thien, who is teaching a C-rank skill called Thunder Punch. The whole room goes wild. Someone whispers that C-rank moves cost over 100,000 outside. This is a massive jackpot for them. Now pay close attention here, guys. Tahong remembers a guy named Bok Ho using this exact Thunder Punch before. Every strike stacked 3 layers of power, and it was absolutely devastating. He absolutely cannot miss this opportunity. Tran Thien steps up, skipping small talk. He will demonstrate 10 times, and what you learn is on you. He teaches while demonstrating the moves. Thunder Punch focuses on pure explosive power. At entry level, it creates one loud thunderclap sound. Proficient makes 3 claps, expert makes 5, great completion is 7, and perfect mastery is 9. But do not dream too big. Hitting entry level today is already great. Then he starts his second run, telling students to follow. A few hours pass and the whole gym is basically wiped out. Everyone is gasping for air and complaining. C-rank martial arts are just brutally hard. People ask around for secret tips, but mostly shake their heads. Suddenly, Tran Sun jumps up, looking super hyped. "I finally reached entry level." Everyone stares, shocked and super jealous. He is a true genius. Old Lee proudly introduces Tran Sun to Tran Thien. But he just gets a cold laugh in return. You call this a genius? In the real world, he is not even qualified. That brutal honesty leaves the students completely speechless. Then the 2 men leave the hall, chatting as they walk. One sighs about how weak students are, while the other talks about how ruthless martial arts can be. Without talent, hard work is useless. But while talking, booming sounds echo from ahead. Boom, boom, boom. Both men freeze in their tracks instantly. Tran Thien's eyes go wide, almost screaming. 7 sounds of Thunder Punch. Someone here reached great completion. Old Lee is totally stunned. That is absolutely impossible. You and I know that makes 0 sense, right? A student mastering this in half a day shatters everything they thought they knew about martial arts talent. But then the sound echoes again. More this time, Old Lee's voice trembles. 9 sounds, am I just hearing things? Tran Thien stands glued to the floor, then suddenly realizes something, his eyes glowing. Clenching his fist, his aura explodes, and he unleashes his own Thunder Punch. Boom, 8 continuous thunderclaps echo out. He freezes, then starts laughing like crazy. I broke through. That exact sound just pushed me to a brand new level. I might never have leveled up, but his joy vanishes as he turns around, shouting, "Wait, we need to find that student right now." They sprint over, but the spot is completely empty. Where did he go? Silence. Meanwhile, Tahong has already left the school, just walking down the street alone. He lets out a sigh. He never expected a C-rank skill to drain so much stamina. It is way more exhausting than his D-rank Diamond Punch, but the payoff is insane. His Thunder Punch hit perfect mastery. Panel check. Vitality is 91.7, mentality 23. Physique stays totally unchanged. For skills, Thunder Punch is perfect, Diamond Punch is great completion, and others are leveling up. But his martial arts points are 0. He frowns. Do I need actual combat to get points? Thinking that, he heads back to the Raging Thunder gym where he works. Stepping inside, the training vibe is still absolutely popping. A brown-haired guy walks up to say hi. "Why are you here today?" Tahong chuckles, "Just wanted some practice." But before going further, a crazy sight stops him. A student is kicked to the floor, attacked by Lai Veem. He smirks, sounding annoyed. You dare say I teach badly? Admit your talent is trash, stop making excuses. Tahong frowns and whispers, what is happening over there? A guy nearby quickly leans in to explain. You missed this since you were away. A new instructor just arrived. He is ridiculously strong but treats all the students like absolute garbage. He barely teaches anything, and that guy Lai Veem is his disciple, who is just as tough. Hearing this, Tahong looks over and sees Lai Veem raising his fist. Acting super aggressive, a loser like you dares challenge me. Without a word, Tahong steps up, grabbing his arm tightly. His eyes go dead cold. Better stop right there, buddy. Lai Veem instantly explodes, screaming, who the heck are you? Let go, fight me in the ring if you dare. Tahong just calmly nods. Fine, I will play, but right as things get super tense and Gu Veen walks in yelling, why all this noise? Class started, stop causing trouble. Hearing that, Lai Veem loses his nerve, muttering that Tahong got lucky before turning away. Tahong watches him leave, his eyes darkening. This guy is way too arrogant. Gu Veen stands there, his voice totally cold. Today is my last time teaching the Raging Sea Spear, one demonstration only. The students instantly crowd around, and trust me, you and I are going to want to see what happens next. Let's jump right into this. Before even starting, the guy drops a heavy line. I bet none of you can learn this. Then he swings his spear, moving as fast as the wind. His momentum rolls like massive waves, stopping just as fast. He glances around, saying it is totally on them to figure it out. Then he casually tosses the spear to the ground and walks off, leaving everyone completely clueless. The room erupts into pure chaos. They could not even see what happened, so how are they supposed to learn anything? But right in the middle of that mess, Su Hong has a totally different look in his eyes. Every single movement from earlier is perfectly burned into his brain. The flow, the raw power. Even the exact rhythm of the stance shifts is completely decoded. Deep down, he totally gets it. The core of this spear technique is like a sea dragon riding endless waves, with raw power stacking up layer after layer. Without missing a single beat, Su Hong picks up the spear and tests it out. In a flash, a faint green aura wraps around the spear tip, linking every single strike together flawlessly. The guys around him drop their jaws to the floor. No freaking way did he actually just learn it. What kind of insane talent is this? Or do the rest of them just suck? The crazy noise quickly drags Li Yan back in. He shoves the doors open and yells, what is all the racket? Who learned what? But when he pushes his way through and spots Su Hong, his whole vibe completely shifts. Did this absolute nobody actually learn it? A spark of interest hits him, so he narrows his eyes. Guess I need to test his real strength. He calls out, hey kid, let me give you a little lesson on spear fighting. Su Hong turns around and calmly nods. Sure, a guy nearby frantically pulls him back, warning him not to risk it because Li Yan is a beast. But Su Hong just says, relax, steps up and grips his spear. Now pay attention to this clash. Li Yan steps back to take his stance, then explodes forward with the Raging Sea Spear. He launches a massive wave-like strike, but right before that deadly tip can even connect. Su Hong just breathes out, shifting his body super smoothly. A calm, water-like energy quietly spreads all around him. The spear in his hands totally shifts its momentum. Not nearly as aggressive as his opponent, but perfectly connected, graceful, and totally endless. Li Yan freezes mid-attack, his pupils shrinking as one single thought completely takes over his brain. Absolutely impossible. This is not just a basic level, this is total mastery of the Raging Sea Spear. Su Hong completely tightens his grip on the weapon. Mutters Raging Sea Spear mastery and swings hard. Boom, the two spears smash together with an ear-shattering crash, sending wild shockwaves ripping through the entire room. Li Yan stumbles back to block, totally unable to hide his absolute terror. Su Hong has not even reached the martial artist tier yet, but he somehow maxed out this spear technique in literal seconds. Su Hong's eyes suddenly flash with an icy golden light. He snaps his wrist, and massive raw power explodes out in a split second. Li Yan's spear gets completely smacked right out of his hands, clattering across the floor. Right on cue, the system chimes, opponent defeated above level, plus 35 martial points. Su Hong stares at the notification panel, and everything totally clicks. Turns out, just regular sparring racks up martial points, so from now on, he just needs to keep fighting random people nonstop. Over on the other side, Li Yan drops to his knees. His eyes are super glazed over as he keeps mumbling, no way, this is absolutely impossible. How could anyone master the raging sea spear that fast? His eyes suddenly turned bloodshot, filled with pure rage and total denial. Then what the heck were all my years of brutal training even for? Completely losing his mind, he lunges forward to try and fight to the death again, but right as he steps up, a super intimidating voice booms down. Enough, stop it right there. Master Newt appears out of absolutely nowhere, standing right beside him with a freezing glare. He steps up, says absolutely nothing, and delivers a brutal slap that leaves Li Yan totally dizzy. He harshly yells that if he cannot even face a simple defeat, he has no right calling himself a martial artist. Li Yan is slapped silly, standing there like he cannot process reality. You and I both saw that coming, right? Master Niu glances at the knocked-away spear with total shock in his eyes, just watching it once and hitting absolute mastery. Even the top-tier geniuses out there probably could not pull off something this insane. Thinking about this, he shoves Li Yan's head down, secretly sighing to himself. This kid has serious talent, but his ego is massive, so taking a solid beating is honestly a good thing. Then he turns to Su Hong, his voice softening up. Little brother, I was too loose with my teaching today. Please forgive this mess. Su Hong watches the guy flip his attitude faster than a turning page, and he honestly cannot help but be impressed. Classic veteran move, handling the drama like an absolute pro. Night falls and the streets finally get quiet. Su Hong walks home, replaying the entire crazy day. He is exhausted, sure, but his massive loot is totally worth it. He pulls up the system panel to double-check. Not only did he learn Thunder Fist and Raging Sea Spear, but he racked up sweet martial points too. That is one huge leap forward, but thinking about the upcoming exams, his eyes get serious. The rich kid's already bought high-end alloy weapons ages ago, while he is still rocking bare hands. He totally clenches his fists, a brand new plan forming in his head. The spear feels supernatural now, so he will stick with it. Right now, he desperately needs a solid alloy spear. But looking at those price tags, he can only laugh through the pain. His cash cannot even cover his aunt's medicine, let alone a flashy weapon, right as that thought hits him. He lets out a heavy sigh. Is there seriously no way to make big money fast? And right on cue, the system suddenly drops a massive notification. Wild beasts outside the Star City are multiplying like crazy. The city lord is calling up martial artists for a hunting mission, and the payout is huge. Su Hong completely freezes, his eyes shifting around. Hunting wild beasts outside the walls? That is absolutely no joke. Darkness blankets the entire city. In a tiny house, Su Yun applies medicine to Su Meng, gently scolding him. Look at yourself, little Hong already gave us cash. Why are you still working yourself to death? Su Meng instantly fires back. He is just a kid. How can I let him carry this burden? I gotta hustle and save up for his future while my bones still work. Right then, the door creaks open. Su Hong walks in, softly saying he is home. Su Meng sees him and instantly beams a huge smile. Little Hong, you made it back. Su Hong quickly steps up and grabs the stuff right out of Su Yun's hands. Let me handle this so you can chill. Su Yun sighs heavily but hands it over anyway, muttering how this stubborn kid never listens when told to rest. Su Hong carefully patches up Su Meng's back, his movements totally slowing down as his voice softens. Uncle, I can totally make real money now. You do not need to work these crazy jobs anymore. Just stay home and take care of Auntie. Su Meng hears this and just lets out a helpless laugh. Sure, but sitting around doing nothing is just not my style. Then he flashes a super confident smile. Do not worry, I am just doing light stuff to pay for the groceries. I am not pushing my limits. Su Yun stands there watching the two of them and giggles. Little Hong is gonna burn through so much cash for his martial arts training later. So whatever we can help with saves him a little extra. Su Hong stays completely silent, a super heavy feeling hitting his chest. So what do you and I take from this? Family means everything. Stick with me here because our boy is on a massive mission. Unless he bags enough cash to set his family up for life, he is not stopping. His eyes go dark, this monster hunt, absolutely unmissable. Out on the balcony, Su Hong pulls up his system panel, crunching the numbers. The wilderness is brutal. If he wants to survive, he needs a serious power-up. He sits down, muttering to himself, blood vitality at 95, just one tiny step away from hitting the martial artist tier. 2 days later, inside the school gym, Su Hong collapses on the floor, gasping for air. After 48 hours of straight grinding, he finally maxed out every single martial arts skill to absolute perfection. He is totally drenched in sweat, but his eyes are practically glowing. prep work is done, it is time to leave the city. Saturday morning hits right at the Star City martial artist base. Su-hong walks in, letting out a huge breath. Finally made it, and man, that was a trek. He looks around, taking it all in. Usually he only sees this stuff on TV. Now he's seeing real martial artists everywhere, and their aura is on another level compared to normal folks. He opens the map, checking the bounty prices. Unranked monsters, 300 blue star coins. Early tier level 1, a cool 1,000. Mid-tier is 3,000, high tier is 5,000. The more he reads, the harder he cringes. You even have to chop off their left ear as proof, otherwise, zero paycheck for you. This whole setup is seriously old school. Right then, a super beefy dude drops a massive bag on the counter to cash out. Su-hong takes a quick peek. It is definitely packed with monster ears. Suddenly, a huge commotion breaks out behind him. An arrogant crew struts in, shouting at everyone to move. Young Master Yi has arrived. Su-hong side-eyes them. Their flashy gear and cocky vibe, total match for that White Tiger gang from before. He just stands there watching. People whisper that if his uncle was not the boss here, someone would have wrecked him ages ago. Word on the street is he already got a beatdown recently anyway. Su-hong stays quiet, just listening to the gossip, but right at that moment, Yi locks eyes with him. Pure, unfiltered provocation. Su-hong does not back down at all. He just hits him with an icy glare, turns around, and walks off. Mental note: monsters are not the only dangerous things out here. Humans are too. At the gate, the guard frowns at him. So young, first time in the wild, and flying solo. Seeing Su-hong acting completely chill, the guy just shakes his head. Another crazy kid who does not know what fear is. Now pay attention here. Su-hong stays silent, stepping through the gates onto the green grass, staring at the massive, endless forest. His eyes lock in, totally determined. He is absolutely not going home empty-handed. 2 hours pass by. The forest is weirdly dead silent. Standing under a huge tree, Su-hong frowns. Not a single beast in sight. Has the outer zone already been wiped clean? Without a second thought, he cranks up his speed and dashes deep into the woods. Suddenly, his body freezes midair. His instincts are screaming red alert. From behind a massive tree up ahead, a giant dark shadow slowly steps out. 2 glowing red eyes lock right onto him. Su-hong drops straight into a combat stance, keeping his breathing perfectly steady. It is an early tier level 1 beast, a nether wolf. Seeing this thing in real life is wild. The monster lets out a crazy roar, bearing razor-sharp fangs, and launches off the ground. Its massive claws tear through the air, lunging straight for him. This nether wolf is coming in hot, moving with absolute lightning speed. Pure muscle memory takes over. Su-hong drops his center of gravity and sidesteps, dodging that lethal swipe by mere inches. Not giving this beast a single second to recover, he makes his move. He clenches his fist hard. Sparks fly as crackling electricity wraps around his hand like a living lightning bolt. He explodes forward, charging right into the opening it just left. Boom, he unloads a ridiculously heavy punch packed with thunder fist energy, landing a direct hit right in the beast's gut. A deep, sickening thud echoes out. The nether wolf gets blasted backwards, slamming violently into the dirt, totally lifeless. The forest goes completely silent for a second. Su-hong just stands there, staring coldly at the carcass. But his hand, it is trembling, not from fear, no. It is this raw, unexplainable rush of pure adrenaline taking over. So this is what fighting a real monster feels like. It is way more intense than anything he ever imagined. I know what you are thinking. Was it really that easy? A super clear thought hits his mind. One single strike, just one shot at an early tier beast. So what happens if he fights a mid-tier one? The second that thought pops up, a massive wave of killing intent erupts behind him. A mid-tier level 1 enraged black bear spawns out of thin air like a ghost, roaring as it charges. But before it can even touch our boy, bam, a crazy burst of force slams it straight into the dirt. The huge body crashes down hard, completely knocked out cold. Su-hong turns around, his brain doing the math in real time. With his current power level, as long as he avoids level 2 monsters, he can absolutely survive out here. He bends down, slicing off the black bear's ear as his prize, a little smirk crossing his face. Hey, $3,000 is totally a solid payday. The system screen pops up and a flash of pure hype hits his eyes. He finally broke through to the martial artist tier, but the celebration gets cut super short. A terrifying explosion goes off in the distance, violently shaking the literal ground beneath him. Su-hong whips his head around, his eyes going razor sharp. That aura, oh, that is definitely not normal, without hesitating. He bolts straight toward the noise. He arrives at a clearing and the place is absolute chaos, like a war zone just popped off. He leaps onto a huge boulder to scope out the entire scene. And right then his pupils shrink in pure shock. A titanic black python is coiled up right in the middle of the battlefield. It is endless, literally looking like a living nightmare. Warriors around it are getting swatted away left and right. Nobody can even stand their ground against this thing. Su Hong immediately tenses up his entire body. His senses are dialed to the absolute max, but uh-oh, the giant snake spots him too. It roars, whipping its massive tail straight at his boulder. The strike is insanely fast and impossibly heavy. Su Hong barely blocks it in time, but the sheer shockwave blasts him backward anyway. Blood spills from his mouth, staining the dirt red. He stumbles back to his feet, scanning the scattered bodies of the fallen warriors, wiping the blood right off his lip. There is nowhere to run. Spotting a long spear lying next to a fallen guy, he grabs it without second guessing. "Hey man, just borrowing this for a sec." His voice is super calm despite the deadly battlefield. Su Hong steps right up, going face to face with the gigantic python. Zero fear, zero hesitation. The massive beast instantly lunges at him. Its jaws snap open, razor-sharp fangs ready to absolutely crush him. He leans back, dodging it cleanly, his eyes showing a terrifying level of pure focus. His brain runs the tactical data. Fighting a late-stage level 1 monster solo, almost impossible to one-shot without a team. But here is the kicker, his skills are completely on another level now. Stomping hard against a tree trunk, Su Hong launches himself high into the air. His movement is flawless, gliding perfectly above the chaos. Getting a bird's eye view of the giant python, he knows he can win this. The second he decides, the spear vibrates, power condenses, and his aura explodes into the Raging Sea Spear technique. A space-shattering thrust stabs violently right into the python's gut. Its agonizing scream literally shakes the whole forest, but Su Hong does not stop there. He hits the dirt, spins, rips the spear out, and moves like an absolute phantom. He gives the beast zero time to react, a second strike, then a third. The spear shadows pierce its massive body again and again, throwing the giant snake into pure panic. Trust me, you're going to want to see how this crazy fight ends. Let's dive right into this crazy mismatch. He can't one-shot this massive beast, so he has to wear it down and wait for an opening. But boom, that giant tail just comes sweeping right at him. Hong grits his teeth and unleashes a crackling thunder punch straight into the tail, forcing the monster to yank it back. He instantly leaps away, panting hard, but his eyes stay locked dead on his target. The giant python is finally weakening. Almost there, he thinks to himself, gripping his spear tight. But right at that exact second, a terrifying, heavy pressure suddenly crashes down on him from behind. Hong whips around in shock. A massive figure jumps down from a boulder, charging straight at him with completely cold-blooded killing intent. He instantly throws his arms up to block, but the impact is insane, blasting his body backward as pain shoots everywhere. Hong's eyes go ice cold. He still has an undefeated python in front of him, and now some coward is pulling a sneak attack from behind. The group of strangers steps closer. Their leader smirks, his voice super arrogant. "We meet again. How about you hand that black jade python over to me?" Young Master Deep's crew blocks Hong's path. Deep stares at him, saying, "When I first saw you leave the city alone, I thought for sure you were going to die out there. I never expected your luck to be this good. Not only did you survive, but you actually heavily injured a black jade python. Now it's barely hanging onto its last breath." Hong quickly does the math. This guy thinks he just found the snake dying, which means they literally just got here. All 5 of them are trained martial artists. They have the numbers, so a head-on clash is bad. Trantone rushes in with his fists up. "Hey brat, didn't you hear young Master Deep? He wants this python, so get lost." Hearing that, Hong's face drops and pure anger takes over. "The only reason you pushed me back earlier was because of a cheap sneak attack. Do you really think I can't take you guys on?" Now watch closely, things are about to get wild. He clenches his fist, gathering power, and throws a punch that blocks Trantone's attack, sending him stumbling back in terror. Hong doesn't stop. He chains his attacks, smashing a brutal punch right into his face. The mask shatters, teeth go flying, and Trantone drops right in front of Deep. The boss just sneers, "Your diamond punch isn't bad, so it really is you." The bull-headed guy, Hong freezes as it clicks in his brain. White Tiger Deep covers his face and snaps, making me lose face in front of all my guys. You really got some nerve. Then he points his finger. Kill him. Tahong grips his spear tight and immediately launches himself up into the forest along the cliff edge. The crew behind him instantly gives chase. They spread out to search the dense woods, knowing it's perfect for an ambush. Be careful, Minvu just laughs it off. There's a bunch of us, why be scared of one kid? Right at that moment, Tahong appears behind him like a ghost. Minvu turns around only to meet eyes as cold as ice. A horizontal spear slash, blood sprays everywhere. And the guy drops unconscious. Deep's face completely drops. How is his speed this insane? The whole gang instantly groups up, one of them stuttering out, "That's the Thunder Punch." 9 echoes, even a tier 3 martial artist might not master it to perfection. Deep is sweating bullets now. Shut up, his mind is reeling. Perfect diamond punch, perfect thunder punch, that is literally impossible. Up high in a tree, Tahong watches them. If he hadn't just burned so much stamina fighting that python, he could have just crushed these guys head on. He hurls his spear hard into the dirt. Right now, he has to divide and conquer them one by one. The spear slamming into the ground makes the whole group jump. In a split second, Tahong drops down, grabs Than Ha's head, slams him down, and lands a brutal kick to the face. Out cold instantly. Van Tai totally panics. "Boss, this kid is way too strong, we need to fall back." Deep just roars, "Run away, no way, I am killing him today." Tahong moves through the branches like an absolute shadow, dodging right into the gap between the two, grabbing Van Tai and pulling him to the ground. Deep is stressed out of his mind. How did this kid get so overpowered in just a few days? Tahong flickers in and out of sight right behind him. Deep spins around fast but sees literally no one. Then that icy stare appears over his shoulder. Tahong grips his spear. "Finally, it's your turn." Deep spots him and instantly charges his energy. "Don't think you've won yet." He fires off his void-piercing finger, the energy blast completely snapping a tree trunk in half. Tahong ducks down to dodge. More energy beams fire off wildly, but he sidesteps every single one. He frowns slightly. That attack actually packs a huge punch. "I know what you're thinking, classic villain mistake right here." Deep screams like a maniac. "Brat, I remember your face now. If you hurt me, I'm going to wipe out your entire family." The second those words leave his mouth, Tahong's face turns freezing cold, his eyes ready to rip this guy apart. "You dare threaten my family?" He dashes forward like a rocket, while a terrified Deep keeps screaming threats. "My uncle manages the base, my dad is." But Tahong is completely done listening. He clenches his fist, power surging through him, and speaks with zero emotion. "I liked you a lot better when you were acting all high and mighty." A devastating punch lands. Deep can't even react. He's blasted away, blood spitting out as his body flies straight off the cliff, crashing down in a massive dust explosion. Tahong slowly walks to the edge, his killing intent exploding. His eyes look totally different now. "You really shouldn't have used my family as a threat." Deep just can't believe Tahong is actually this overpowered. Finally, he screams out, "What kind of monster are you?" But right as he says it, bam, the giant snake smashes its tail right onto him. Then the monster turns straight toward Tahong. He sighs. "Wasting time with those losers gave the python enough time to totally heal up. This is bad." Deep's remaining goons stumble back in a panic. Lu Hao holds his arm, swearing loudly. "Damn it, that kid is totally cursed." Van Tai is just sitting on the dirt, gasping for air. "Where's the boss? Did he finish that guy off?" Right then, Minvu hears a sound as Tahong dashes right at them. "Move." Minvu grips his axe and roars. "Brat, you still dare to show your face." Tran Kayat chimes in, "I am not letting you off the hook this time." But before the three of them can strike, they freeze completely. Right behind Tahong, a massive python is charging in with its jaws wide open. Tahong smoothly dodges the bite, but Tran Kayat and Lai then have literally zero time to react and get swallowed whole. The system immediately pops up a notification. Indirectly defeated a martial artist, gained 30 martial points. Minvu gets swatted by the tail, smashing into a tree, dead, another 30 points. Tahong looks back, totally surprised you can farm points like this. But before he can even process that, the snake lunges again. He launches himself into the air to dodge, his brain doing rapid math, after fighting all these back-to-back battles. His martial points are finally high enough for a breakthrough. Now he just needs a safe spot. His eyes light up when he spots a cave up ahead, and he instantly dives right inside. The python is right on his heels. It slams its massive head into the cave entrance, sending rocks flying everywhere. It tries to squeeze in but gets totally stuck, jaws wide open, showing off those razor-sharp fangs. Tahong sits deep inside, ignoring the screeching, focusing fully on opening his system panel. Name Tahong, Vitality 96, Spirit 23, Mortal Physique 3%, Skills, Perfect Raging Sea Spear Technique. Perfect Thunder Punch, Perfect Diamond Punch, Perfect Sky Step, Martial Points 504. He immediately dumps every single point straight into Vitality. Faster, faster, his whole body starts burning up. Red light explodes around him like lava in his veins. The snake outside actually freezes from the crazy pressure. So what happens next? You and I both know this level up is gonna be epic. Alright, stick with me here, you're about to see a real breakthrough. Su-hong opens his eyes, finally hitting stage 1 martial artist. Invisible power wraps his arm, and as that giant python tries to back off, his voice goes ice cold. My turn now. Su-hong explodes out of the cave, throwing a straight punch. The raw power blasts outward, sending the massive beast flying up into the air. Blood sprays everywhere, but he doesn't stop. He smashes down with diamond fist. The python shrieks and whips its tail back. Su-hong grits his teeth and blocks, coughing up blood from the impact, but his eyes just get sharper. Grabbing a nearby branch, he channels his energy with a massive shout. He drops low, landing a direct hit on its body as pure force erupts. Blue light rips through the air. The python shrieks in absolute agony. Su-hong's entire body flares with golden lightning, and using Thunder Fist, he charges in, throwing one final, devastating punch right at its head. Boom, the snake's head caves in, and it crashes completely into the dirt. Su-hong stands on its body, panting hard. Yeah, the beast was already injured, but beating it head-on like this, that is a massive, massive level up. The system chimes in martial arts points plus 92. He bends down to harvest the loot, then pauses. No ears on this thing, never mind, skip it. His gaze shifts over to Yi Feng's dead body. Su-hong walks over, totally unfazed. Going out like this, consider yourself lucky. He pats the guy down and pulls out a literal book. A high-tier martial arts skill. It's getting dark outside, and the giant snake carcass blocks the cave entrance, leaving just a tiny gap for the firelight. Su-hong sits cross-legged and starts learning it immediately. Void Piercing Finger. His consciousness drops into a simulation space where a shadow attacks him. Su-hong leans back, dodging it, then counters. He uses the Void Piercing Finger. A beam of light shoots through. He wipes blood from his mouth, looking serious. A B-rank skill is no joke. A few days later, deep in the woods, a giant bear roars and charges. Su-hong just stands there. Time to test the skill's real power. Bam, the bear drops dead. He's mastered it perfectly, so it's time to head back. Meanwhile, the martial artist base is completely freaking out right now. 230,000, that is insane. It's all stage 1 beasts. 72 low tier, 83 mid tier, 17 high tier, a total bounty of 406,000. Su-hong stands in the crowd looking calm, but internally he's sweating. Did he go a little overboard? Suddenly, boom, a massive explosion rocks the central building. The entire base is under attack. Yi shows up looking absolutely furious. He locks down everything, letting nobody leave. Yi Feng is dead along with 4 escorts. The crowd is shocked while Su-hong stands by his car, eyes totally ice cold. Now pay attention because here is where it gets crazy. It is starting. Yi walks through the crowd and his eyes lock right onto Su-hong. He steps up, his voice dropping. I hear you scored 400,000 alone. Your skills must be pretty impressive. Yi glares coldly at Su-hong, his tone heavy. Little brother, I heard you single-handedly killed 400,000 worth of beasts. You've got some serious talent. Hu Yue stands next to him and immediately starts talking trash. Please, this kid is a low-tier stage 1 at best. There is no way he killed that many beasts all by himself. He definitely robbed young Master Yi's loot bag. Pin him down and search him right this second. 2 guys in black step up, their fists literally glowing with power, eyes cold. Kid, don't even try to fight back or we won't hold back. But right at that exact second, a freezing spear tip suddenly appears right between his eyes. The guy freezes, his face going totally pale. What are you doing? His heart is pounding. He didn't even see how fast this kid drew that spear. Su-hong just stares back, completely unbothered, and answers. I'm a student at Star City First High School. Do you guys really want to illegally search me? Hearing that, Yi actually hesitates for a second. The principal of First High is notoriously protective of his students. He's not someone to mess with, but this kid is way too suspicious. If he really hunted that many beasts, he's a total genius. Offending him could cost them big time. So he takes a step forward, softening his tone. Look, my nephew was just attacked. Our family's heirloom martial arts skill was stolen. I just need to find the culprit, so I hope you'll cooperate. Su Hong looks right back at him. I just hope you don't frame an innocent person. Yi thinks it over and says, as compensation for the search, I'll give you $10,000. How about it? Su Hong doesn't even blink. 30,000. He already calculated this whole thing out. Yi Feng died to the giant python. As long as they don't find the skill book, nobody can trace it to him. Yi nods, deal. Immediately after, they thoroughly check Su Hong's entire body and all his gear. He even coldly reminds them, search carefully, I don't want to be falsely accused. A moment later, the bodyguard reports back, we found nothing. Yi sighs, waves his hand, hands over the 30,000 and lets him walk. You and I both know what he's smiling about. He burned that book to ashes earlier. Su Hong thinks to himself, thank God I cleaned up, or today would have been a nightmare. He slips away while Yi keeps yelling behind him. Keep searching, nobody leaves until we clear every single suspect. Su Hong walks away, thinking to himself that his first priority right now is a hot shower and clean clothes. After that, he needs to hit up the Martial Arts Association and register for the exam to get his official status, fast. A little while later, inside a motel room right below the base. Su Hong sits on the bed, opens his system panel, and whispers, 534 martial arts points. That is huge. He's been grinding the void-piercing finger and hunting beasts so hard lately, he hasn't even spent them. The stat screen pops up. Name Su Hong, Chi and Blood 103, Spirit 23, Physique Mortal Body at 6%, Skills, Void-piercing finger. Raging Sea Spear, Thunder Fist, Diamond Fist, Floating Light Palm, and Void Stepping, all maxed out at perfect mastery. Martial points at 534. Su Hong does the math. A low-tier stage 1 needs 100 Chi. Mid-tier requires 200. If he dumps all his points into Chi and Blood, he could add over 50 points. He only needs 40 more to hit mid-tier. But he's never actually upgraded Spirit and Physique before, so who knows what they do. He decides to test it. The system slowly ticks up his Spirit points. Su Hong frowns. There's no crazy visual change, but his overall power definitely gets a slight boost. He keeps distributing the points, and the system panel rapidly updates right in front of him. Chi at 123, Spirit at 26, Physique at 36%, all skills perfect, martial points back to 0. Su Hong nods. He stops upgrading his physique there, dumping the rest into Chi and Spirit. Suddenly, a massive surge of power floods his body. His muscles bulge out intensely before slowly shrinking back down to normal. He lets out a huge sigh of relief. Staying buff like that would be impossible to explain to people. 1 hour later, at the Star City Martial Arts Association, Su Hong walks right up to the front desk. Hi, I'm here to take the official martial arts exam. The receptionist smiles warmly. Sure thing, someone will take you in right away. An older gentleman looks at Su Hong and grins. You're so young, is this your first time taking the test? Stage 1 martial artists need 100 Chi points and over 1,000 combat power to pass. Good luck out there. Su Hong just nods and says thanks. Behind him, 2 guys start whispering. That kid came completely alone, not even a master with him. Taking the exam at his age, he's definitely just here to try his luck. Right then, a massive testing machine up ahead catches his attention. The examiner shouts out the results. Pangea, Chi at 102, combat power at 992, test failed. The guy curses, damn, just short. Next up, Li Ming, Chi 105, passed. Trust me, you'll want to see Su Hong crush these records next time. Let's dive into this. Li Min steps up, throws a heavy punch, and the machine reads 1763. The examiner nods, combat power passed. The crowd goes absolutely nuts. 1763 points, that is almost mid-tier 1, a light dojo disciple, total genius. Su Hong just stands there thinking, doesn't that dojo have Li Yan too? How many disciples do they even have? Li Min sneers at him, your turn. Internally, this guy is mocking him. So young, yet he dares to take the exam. Does he actually think he is a prodigy? But then gasps erupt everywhere. Is the vitality machine totally broken? Why is the number so insanely high? The examiner reads it loud and clear. Su Hong, vitality 123 pass. Li Min is absolutely stunned. His mind is reeling, but he copes hard. High vitality means nothing. Combat power is what matters. Su Hong approaches the next machine. Our boy gets into his stance. His brain is moving fast. He is already a martial artist with massively boosted stats and raw strength. He figures 40% power is enough, but failing would be annoying. Better use 50% just to be completely safe. He throws the punch. Boom, a massive explosion of sound. The testing machine gets blasted backwards, smashing into the wall, dead silence, and then the room absolutely erupts. Li Min's eyes are practically bugging out. He punched the machine away without even using martial skills. The crowd panics. High Tier 1 is usually just 3,000 points. These numbers are completely terrifying. Up on the second floor, a trembling young guy says, "Teacher, it is that kid. What an absolute monster." The man behind him just squints, so it is him, makes sense. Meanwhile, in another office, Lin Xian scrolls her phone, muttering with pure annoyance. Yang City branch found another genius and keeps bragging. If our star city cannot find a standout soon, my job is totally cooked. Suddenly, someone bursts in. President, a total freak just showed up at the exam. A beginner martial artist blasted the machine away using nothing but pure muscle. His combat power hit 3,000. Scene cut. We are now at the Martial Arts Association's Central Hall where Su Hong just arrived. Seems like a normal registration, right? But stick with me, things are about to escalate. A super cold female voice drops from above, interrupting everything. Looking down from the balcony, a woman with incredibly sharp eyes surveys the room. Just one single sentence from her makes the poor staff member freeze entirely. The president is showing up in person. That woman is none other than Wu Lin Xian, head of the Star City branch. A legendary Tier 5 martial artist, her aura is nothing like Su Hong expected, completely low-key but giving off major do not mess with me vibes. Giving him zero time to think, she calls his name and orders him to follow. Office transition. The vibe instantly shifts. No more noisy crowds, just the two of them. Wu Lin Xian looks right at Su Hong, visibly annoyed that Principal Li Chengshan dared to hide a genius like him. Meanwhile, our boy is super confused. He only came here to register and get his monthly cash flow. Why did the top boss pull him aside? Definitely not a simple chat, but the paperwork and subsidy, she already had her people handle it all. The only thing she actually cares about is Su Hong himself. They jump straight into guidance techniques. In the books, it is just a way to absorb spiritual energy, but Wu Lin Xian is about to show him a completely different level of power. A tiny flame bursts into life on her palm, not a cheap magic trick but proof. Guidance technique is actual raw combat power. Convert that spiritual energy into an element, coat your attacks, or even blast it out for insane range and devastating damage. For an average fighter, just barely touching elemental power is insanely difficult, but for our main character, things are going to be way different. She pulls out a crystal ball to test his elemental affinity. Normal folks only score around 20 to 30%. As a known genius, she hit 80. She expects him to break 90%. He touches it and boom, a violently bright, totally blinding light erupts. Wu Lin Xian is completely speechless. Fire affinity at 100%, zero leakage, absolute perfect absorption. Su Hong is confused, but the president is losing her mind. This means he can wield fire energy with absolute perfect efficiency. That is a level she has never even come close to reaching herself. You and I just witnessed a true monster being born. Wu Lin Xian explains everything. Even with her impressive 80% fire affinity, she loses some energy, but that was still enough to hit Tier 5 and claim the president's seat. The way she looks at him completely shifts. No longer just evaluating, she knows his future will absolutely eclipse hers. A tiny place like Star City actually produced this. A complete freak of nature, rivaling the crazy geniuses from the capital or Demon City. Mind-blowing, Su Hong stares at the crystal, thinking something else. Fire is strong, sure, but he is honestly more of a lightning guy. Instantly, the crystal ball shifts from blazing red to blinding gold. Electric sparks crackle loudly, completely freezing the air in the room. Dead silence for a few seconds. Su Hong looks up, hesitant. My lightning affinity seems to be 100% too. Her face literally twitches. She completely loses her cool. Dual absolute affinities, that shatters the very concept of a genius, but the shock keeps coming. Su Hong tests the rest, all perfect. Her face drains of color, going from shocked to completely pale. She slumps back into her chair, absolutely defeated by his talent. It is like witnessing something totally beyond human logic. She hit Tier 5 at 30, a rare prodigy, but standing before Su Hong, she sees the real gap. Some beings exist entirely outside normal standards. Meanwhile, our guy is stressing over a completely different problem. All 7 elements at 100%, picking just one is a massive waste, but training all of them, that is a path practically nobody survives. He asks to learn all 7. She strongly objects, saying humans max out at 2, but between you and me, this kid is absolutely breaking that rule. All right, you and I are diving right into the madness. People have wasted decades trying to master all 7 paths, stuck at tier 1 forever. But Su Hong, he is not rushing anything. He wants to test every single one before picking his route. Teacher Wu Lingxian just sighs. She tells him not to ruin his insane talent by getting greedy. Then she flips the script, bringing up the upcoming monthly exam and dropping some massive news. The universal battlefield is heating up fast. An all-out war between humanity and the 10,000 races could pop off literally any second. Because of this, every country is rushing to build genius training camps. If Su Hong snags first place in the exam, she promises to personally recommend him for a spot. Hearing this, Su Hong's eyes go completely dark. Memories of the old war flood back, the exact war where he lost his entire family, leaving him with only his aunt and uncle. He clenches his fists and accepts without a second thought. This time, he has to get stronger, so insanely strong that absolutely nobody can touch the people he wants to protect. Later on, Su Hong heads home and hands his official martial artist card to his uncle. His voice is super calm, but he can barely hide his excitement. Uncle Su Meng takes it, his hands literally shaking. He cannot believe his nephew actually made it as a martial artist. Su Hong just smiles and says with the monthly allowance, his uncle will not have to break his back working anymore. In that exact moment, he stops being just a kid and becomes the absolute pillar of his family. Later that night, Su Hong sits up on the roof to grind his training. When he opens his eyes, a sharp light flashes in his pupils. He throws a punch and fire erupts right from his fist, only to fizzle out fast, leaving behind a pathetic puff of smoke. This is the beginner channeling technique, but the power is honestly a complete joke. Checking his system panel, he notices a brand new entry pop up, Level 1 Channeling Technique. This instantly gets his gears turning. If it has a level, does that mean he can upgrade it? But Teacher Wu definitely never mentioned anything like this being possible. A crazy thought pops into his head. Maybe he is the only person in the world who can level up channeling techniques. Su Hong stares at his system panel, totally confused. How exactly is he supposed to use this? Can he just burn his martial points to upgrade it like everything else? He racks his brain but comes up totally empty. He straight up drops the issue, deciding to learn the other elemental techniques first and worry about upgrades later. He sits down right in the middle of a massive pile of books. Super fast, different streams of energy start gathering around his body. Orange red, deep blue, earth yellow, and swirling wind pop up one by one. In just 1 hour, lightning, water, and earth. He forcefully grinds all the spirit wind techniques to level 1, but the second he finishes, a massive problem hits him. The 7 types of energy inside him act like bitter enemies, violently rejecting each other. Now watch closely because this is where it gets interesting. Su Hong frowns, realizing he can only use one element at a time. Forcing 2 together just causes a violent clash that cancels them out. He tries fusing lightning and fire. These 2 elements are basically cousins, but the absolute second they touch, the energy completely destabilizes and goes wild. The sparks and flames in his hand vanish before they even stabilize. Su Hong grits his teeth, clearly not ready to give up. He tries again and again, just looping it all night. Until dawn breaks, he is drenched in sweat, breathing heavy as hell, but this time is different. He lets out a massive roar, forcefully crushing the 2 energies together. Suddenly, the flame in his hand stabilizes, flashing with streaks of golden lightning. 2 rival powers have actually fused into one absolutely insane force. He collapses, exhausted but laughing. After an entire night of failure, he finally nailed it. Zero hesitation, Su Hong runs outside to test it, standing right in front of a Tier 3 combat power machine. He throws a punch using just 30% of his strength, and the number on screen makes him freeze. Over 2,300 points, just lightning alone is this busted, so what about the fusion? He unleashes another strike. This time the score instantly shatters the 3,000 mark. With only 30% power, he is hitting at a high-tier level 1 martial artist range. Meanwhile, his vitality is barely over 120. This kind of multiplier is completely illogical. Su-hong stares at his fist, getting super serious. This is just a two-element fusion. What if one day he fuses all 7? Just the thought of that insane power makes him feel the pressure. Heading back to the roof, he gets right back to experimenting. But combining 3 elements is 100 times harder. No matter what he tries, zero progress. Sprawled out on the floor panting, a wild idea suddenly pops into his head. If he levels up the channeling technique, will it make fusing them easier? Unfortunately, he is completely out of time to test it, because tomorrow is the big monthly exam. To keep getting stronger, he desperately needs more martial points. Fast forward to the next morning. Every student is packed into the courtyard, and the hype is way off the charts. The principal steps up to announce the battlefield tension. Every nation has opened genius camps, and anyone who breaks into the top 3 of this exam gets a ticket in. You and I both feel that hype building, right? The whole courtyard absolutely explodes. Everyone knows this is a life-changing shot, but while they are fired up, Su-hong just sighs, thinking about something else entirely. Wait, top 3 get spots. So why did Teacher Wu say he needed first place? Before he can stress, a classmate lends in whispering. Chen Shan and Li Du just broke through to Tier 1 martial artists, and tons of kids learned the beginner lightning punch. Su-hong is a bit shocked. He has been gone less than 10 days and the whole power ranking flipped. But instead of panicking, he just looks completely chill. Because no matter how much his rivals leveled up, the gap between them is gigantic now. They are not even playing the same game anymore. His classmate scoots closer, sounding super stressed. Apparently, the school hired senior Chen Tian to privately teach the lightning punch to all the top-tier talented kids. Chen Shan and Li Du officially hit martial artist rank a few days ago. Their vitality crossed the 100 mark, and their lightning punches can already trigger 3 echoes. Right on cue, Chen Shan steps up to talk trash. He is loudly bragging that he will show the entire academy who the real #1 genius is today. Li Du just smirks at that, telling him to wait until he beats him into the ground and see if he is still acting arrogant. Just as things get heated, Chen Tian walks over and asks old Li a direct question. Have you still not found the kid who threw that 9-echo lightning punch? Old Li shakes his head, saying he searched literally everywhere but came up empty. He is even starting to suspect the guy was not from first high school at all. Suddenly, a whole crew of people rolls up from behind. Old Li turns around and completely freezes. Jiangnan swaggers in with 2 of his own students. He immediately starts roasting Old Li, saying he looks like a confused old man. Annoyed, Old Li demands to know why he is here. Jiangnan just smirks, claiming he is visiting an old friend. Oh, and totally flexing that he took on 2 new disciples this year, suggesting the top students from both schools throw down after the exam. Hearing that, Old Li instantly goes on high alert. It is super obvious this guy just came here to stir up trouble and embarrass them. Backing down means admitting their school is totally weak. Jiangnan pushes harder, dropping non-stop insults until even Chen Tian loses his temper. And trust me, you and I are not gonna want to miss the showdown that comes next. Right when the tension hits its peak, Li Yan suddenly lines in and whispers to Jiangnan. His expression completely flips. He whips around, scanning the crowd of students. The second he spots Su-hong chilling there, his face goes dark. He's cursing under his breath. No way this absolute monster is actually from first high. Stick with me here. You and I are about to watch the ultimate underdog completely flip this entire tournament on its head. Jiangnan nervously laughs it off, claiming he was just joking around and that his own disciples couldn't possibly compete with the elite students of Old Lei and Chen Tian. Li Ming and Li Yan quickly back him up, leaving the other 2 teachers totally annoyed and choking on their own words. They know exactly what kind of shady game he's playing, but they can't even say a word. Right then, the loudspeaker announces the matches. Number 665, Chen Peng versus number 666, Su Hong. Up in the stands, Su Hong's friends are freaking out. Facing a quasi-martial artist right off the bat, talk about terrible luck. Someone even yells at him to just treat it as practice and not get himself hurt. Down in the arena, Chen Peng gets into stance, looking super arrogant. He tells Su Hong to forfeit and walk away, or he'll personally beat him into the dirt. But before the guy can even finish his trash talk, Su Hong literally vanishes. In a split second, he reappears right in front of him, grabs the guy's jaw with one hand and effortlessly slams him straight into the floor. The entire arena goes dead silent. His friends' eyes are popping out of their heads. They haven't seen him for a few days and his power spiked this much. Meanwhile, Su-hong is just standing there, looking terrifyingly calm, like he just casually took out the trash. A literal one-shot on a quasi-martial artist. Just as the crowd finally catches their breath, the place erupts into absolute chaos. Su-hong just keeps winning over and over, barely even breaking a sweat. Everyone is looking at each other in total disbelief. A nobody student is suddenly this insanely overpowered. Could he actually be a full-fledged martial artist already? The hype goes through the roof as everyone realizes the finals are here. Suddenly, Su-hong is the absolute center of attention, with all eyes glued to him. Up top, Chen Tian narrows his eyes, clearly trying to remember something but coming up blank. Old Lee is looking super stressed out, kicking himself with major regrets right now. How did he never notice a top-tier prodigy like this before? Missing out on him would be a massive loss. Meanwhile, back in the action. The semifinals are wrapping up with a super intense showdown between Chen Shan and Li Du. These two are completely evenly matched right now. Every single clash sounds like rolling thunder, making the whole arena feel heavy. Then, out of nowhere, Chen Shan explodes with power, literal flames bursting out from his fists. That's external attribute projection, a massive level up that barely anyone can pull off, but Li Du just gives a cold smirk, acting like it's absolutely no big deal. Next thing you know, he unleashes a crazy, relentless barrage of strikes, completely overpowering his opponent. The ultimate climax hits when his thunder fist triggers 5 explosive echoes, instantly flipping the entire momentum of the match to his side. Chen Shan doesn't even have a chance to fight back. He gets totally wrecked, leaving the whole crowd completely stunned, watching this play out. Chen Tian and Old Lee pretty much make their final call. With his current skill level, his metal attribute, and mastered Thunder Fist, Li Du basically has this win in the bag. Now watch closely because here's where it gets wild. Everyone thinks Su-hong is at a huge disadvantage without a proper breathing technique, but suddenly an unexpected voice chimes in, completely going against the crowd. Putting absolute faith in Su-hong, which just makes the hype even crazier. Right after that, the grand finals officially kick off. Li Du steps into the ring, looking way too cocky. He's not even trying to hide his disrespect. He claims Su-hong only got this far out of pure luck and that the #1 spot was always meant for him. He barely finishes talking before charging in with zero hesitation. He goes straight for the 5-echo Thunder Fist, dropping an all-out attack right off the bat. The crowd goes absolutely wild. Everyone thinks it's gonna be an instant knockout. But wait, Su-hong doesn't even flinch. He just stands his ground, clenches his fist, and takes him on head-to-head. Boom, the second their fists collide, the shockwave sounds like an exploding bomb. They both get knocked back, but neither of them is backing down an inch. The fight instantly turns into a high-speed blur. Every single punch and footwork shift is making the audience dizzy, but Li Du is starting to freak out because in just a split second, all 5 layers of his Thunder Fist get completely neutralized by Su-hong like they were absolutely nothing. He suddenly realizes the insane truth. His opponent isn't even using a martial technique. He is purely relying on raw physical stats and reflexes to match him step for step. It makes every single punch feel terrifyingly heavy, down in the stands. Are you seeing this, right? He is using pure raw power to match top-tier skills without losing a step, and it is sending literal shivers down everyone's spine, up in the VIP seats. Chen Tian's eyes light up. He's practically positive Su-hong possesses some ridiculously rare special physique. Meanwhile, Old Lee can't even hide how insanely proud he is right now. He just starts laughing out loud in the middle of the crowd. Still, the advantage isn't fully on Su-hong's side yet. Li Du has mastered attribute power, which creates a massive gap in real combat. The two clash again, but this time the impact is so fierce they both get blasted backward. Li Du regains his footing, his eyes turning ice cold as his killing intent goes through the roof. He roars in pure rage, screaming out that the final winner can only ever be him. Li Du lets out a massive roar and charges straight in. His aura explodes like he wants to crush his opponent right then and there. Su-hong just gives a cold little smirk. Originally, he just wanted to test his raw physical limits in a real fight. Who knew this guy would lose his cool so fast and go all out immediately? He shakes his head, his eyes turning crazy sharp. Fine then, no more holding back. Su Hong takes a single step forward and his entire vibe instantly changes. His voice is super calm but carries this insane, invisible pressure. Since you're serious, I guess I should show some respect. And just like that, he throws a punch. Lightning flashes. Li Du freezes in his tracks, completely shell-shocked. He knows how to use external attribute projection too. Up in the stands, Chen Tian practically leaps out of his seat in shock, while old Li's face goes completely pale. His eyes are shaking, because that's not just some random projection, that's the lightning attribute, the absolute strongest offensive element out there. The air instantly becomes suffocatingly heavy. They slam into each other, every single hit packing terrifying power, but after just a few exchanges, Li Du clearly feels the massive gap between them. Su Hong's lightning is completely overwhelming his metal attribute. Every strike feels like it's shredding his defense to pieces. Su Hong keeps that casual smirk, a golden light flashing in his eyes. He slowly says, "I've seen your ultimate move, now it's my turn." The very next second, pure power detonates, a massive explosion rings out. Li Du gets blasted into the air, his body violently crashing onto the floor. His face is completely wrecked from that punch. Honestly, what do you and I even take from this? Never mess with the quiet kid. Alright, stick with me because this gets wild. 9 echoes, how did he even reach that tier? But Su Hong doesn't stop. He drops another massive punch, making his opponent cough up blood. The entire crowd goes dead silent, then absolutely explodes like a tsunami. Jaws are on the floor, nobody can believe it. The 9 echo thunder punch at the perfect tier. Even the academy teachers probably couldn't pull that off. Yet a random student just nailed it. Chen Tian stands there completely frozen, his eyes physically shaking. He finally realizes this is the hidden genius he's been hunting for. Old Li bursts out laughing, totally hyped, shouting that this kid is the literal dragon of Star City First High. He even throws some shade, saying if a monster like Su Hong enters the training camp, those rich kids with crazy backgrounds are going to need some serious therapy. The crowd goes nuts, but Su Hong just quietly turns and walks away. Countless eyes track him. Total shock, pure respect. Someone even drops a classic line about how a golden carp can't stay in a small pond forever. Once a storm hits, it turns into a dragon. Star City is literally just the tutorial stage for our boy. His real playground, way bigger than this. We're talking the magic capital. The Imperial capital, even the massive battlefield where only peak fighters survive. At sunset, Su Hong walks inside, calling out to his family with a warm, casual vibe. In the kitchen, Su Meng is setting up dinner and instantly asks how it went. Finding out he snagged first place, the man is thrilled, patting his shoulder with absolute pride. But it's not just about the win, it's about the crazy opportunities coming next. When Su Hong confirms he secured that training camp spot, his uncle's joy goes through the roof. But hey, watch closely because this is where the drama kicks in. A sudden knock completely ruins the wholesome family vibe. The woman standing outside, she doesn't beat around the bush at all. She gets right to the point. She literally wants to drop cold hard cash to buy Su Hong's training camp spot, the absolute nerve. 30 grand slammed on the table, but the worst part, her totally trash attitude. She keeps flexing, talking about how dangerous the camp is, mocking their poor family background. She acts like they don't even belong there. Su Yun starts stressing, but Su Meng stays totally calm. He just asks one single thing, can Su Hong protect himself? Our boy doesn't hesitate for a second. His eyes go dead serious. And honestly, that's all his uncle needed to hear, no second thoughts. He instantly backs him up, roasts the arrogant woman, and literally slams the door in her face. Boom. Inside, the vibe shifts, becoming stronger than ever. It's not about money, it's pure trust. Su Hong tries to explain the risks, but his uncle just laughs it off. If he's making this move, the family has his back 100%. Su Yun jumps in, half joking, telling him to forget the rankings. Just come back in one piece and that's a win. Those simple words lift a huge weight off him. He nods, but his determination just leveled up. Night hits, he's alone on the rooftop. He knows his family trusts him, but they're terrified. You and I both know what that means. Losing is not an option. He opens up his system panel. He stares at his martial arts points from all those crazy fights. 285 points total. It's solid, but definitely not enough for a massive, game-changing breakthrough. He lets out a deep breath, eyes locking in, because from this point on, leveling up is going to be a total nightmare. Standing there, he glares at the glowing screen, debating a huge move. He's doing the math, wondering just how many insane trump cards those rich camp geniuses are hiding up their sleeves. Screw it, zero hesitation. He dumps all his points straight into his physical stats. Instantly, his body gets super heavy. It feels like gravity is crushing him from the inside out. Glowing red text spams his screen, stats ticking up, but every single bump brings insane, bone-crushing pressure. When it finally stops, he gasps, shirt drenched in sweat. Staring at the new stats, he's exhausted but calculating. There's still a gap before hitting the max cap. Beyond that, a total mystery. Before he can catch his breath, another crazy detail makes him freeze. His breathing technique leveled up on its own. No special conditions, zero resource cost. Just pure, basic grinding, and it's still pushed through to the next tier. That sparks an absolutely wild idea. If it's this easy, why stop now? So he dives right back into the grind. No sleep, zero breaks. No hesitation, just one goal, get insanely strong before camp starts. As the morning sun peeks over the horizon, Su-hong opens his eyes. His gaze is sharper than a blade. The system flashes a result that shocks him, his technique leveled up again. Plus, his vitality took a massive leap. One all-nighter for a huge power spike, totally worth it. Later that morning before he leaves, Su-yun is still super stressed, begging him to stay safe. His uncle plays the tough guy, hyping him up for the #1 spot. Su-hong nods and heads out, but as he turns away, he completely misses his uncle's shaking eyes and tightly clenched fists. Su-yun is already tearing up. Su-meng stays completely silent, refusing to let his fear burden the kid. Walking down the street, Su-hong feels that heavy emotional weight. But that vibe instantly shatters when a flashy red supercar pulls up. Wu Lingxian is sitting inside, looking cold as ice. She just barks a quick order, get in. The car speeds down an empty road in super awkward silence. Su-hong finally breaks the ice, but her answer instantly makes things 10 times more serious. The info she drops about camp, terrifying. It's basically a meat grinder full of absolute monsters. Some guys are literally one step away from becoming level 2 martial artists, and their skills, top tier. The absolute lowest grade they use is high level. Hearing this, Su-hong doesn't even flinch. His brain goes into overdrive, his vitality might be lower. His resources might be trash, but his insane learning speed and that cheat system, nobody can touch him. Realizing that, his eyes lock in, completely fearless. He simply says thanks, but his fierce will is obvious. Wu Lingxian glances over, quietly sizing him up. Someone who knows they're outmatched but stays this chill. Their biggest weapon isn't talent, it's their mindset. And honestly, on that front alone, Su-hong is already leagues ahead. We cut to the Heavenly Forest Mountains. Just hearing that name brings serious pressure. That's where we leave it. Trust me, you and I need to see what happens next. All right, guys, buckle up. You and I are heading straight into monster territory. The bus is totally freaking out, but old Lee tries calming everyone down. He says there's a grandmaster guarding the camp, so nobody's going to die. Yeah, right, that barely stops the panic and nobody's buying it. Meanwhile, Su-hong is just chilling. He knows exactly how deadly this massive mountain range really is. Huge energy means insanely violent beasts. We're talking grandmaster level beast kings here. Even low-level grunts in this zone are absolute nightmares that make an average fighter run screaming. After a super long drive, the bus finally parks, but the vibe outside, super weird and completely off. You can't see anyone, but you totally feel watched. Li Tu gets suspicious, while Chen Shan instantly goes on high alert. Su-hong grips his sleeves. He's feeling a crazy mix of danger and pure hype. To him, this isn't a test, it's a literal war zone. And weirdly enough, he absolutely loves it. As everyone piles out, the tension gets so much heavier. Everyone's glaring at each other like total enemies. But Su-hong, cool as a cucumber, actually looking pretty confident as he takes the lead. He drags Chen Shan along, but some guy immediately blocks their path. They're told everyone has to wait until the whole group arrives for the entrance exam. Right on cue, a convoy of crazy expensive cars rolls up, flexing hard. Every VIP stepping out grabs the whole crowd's attention. We've got mental power geniuses and rich clan heirs. They all look super elite. Big names like Lin Xinghe and Wang Tianshuo are here, packing insane talent and special physiques. Everyone's jealous but terrified. Su-hong sees them and literally doesn't care at all. He's silently sizing them up. These guys are the absolute peak of their generation. Honestly, that just makes him want to see how far the power gap really goes. Once everyone's gathered, the guy in charge starts dropping the rules. Sounds simple at first. Travel 30 kilometers in 8 hours and grab a beast token to enter the camp. But anyone who knows this crazy terrain knows this is definitely not a walk in the park. Now pay attention because this gets wild. In the Tianlin Mountains, a high-level beast means instant death, but while others panic, Su Hong thinks differently. To him, 8 hours isn't pressure, it's an opportunity. He can clear the mission and hunt extra beasts for sweet martial arts points. Someone asks what happens if they meet a way overpowered beast, and the answer makes the tension skyrocket. Bad luck means elimination. Even if rescued, your chance is completely gone. The crowd instantly starts complaining. They say it relies way too much on pure luck. Strong guys might fail while total weaklings get lucky. But honestly, crying about it doesn't matter. The rules are totally locked in. From that exact second, it clicks for everyone. This isn't just a basic test. It's a brutal, real-deal survival filter. Skill, guts, and pure luck decide who stays. The forest vibe gets tight as a drum when the commander straight-up growls, fairness. Real war zones don't care about being fair. Train for 10 years, hit the battlefield, and get swatted by an overpowered boss. Who are you going to complain to? Want to survive, dodge danger, crush the weak, and fight outnumbered. That's the true rule. Half the crowd shuts up, while others just coldly laugh along. If you're scared of dying, pack your bags and get out of my sight, you absolute trash. That insult sparks a total powder keg. Sparks are flying, trash talk is exploding everywhere. Without the no-fighting rule, they'd be throwing punches right here, right now. The commander coldly states, no fighting in camp, but in the mountains, rob tokens, beat people up, we don't care. Hearing this. You and I both know what this means, right? Total battle royale. Su Hong just stands aside, analyzing everything in his head. This rule literally forces them to eliminate each other. Over half will definitely fail, and some might even lose their lives out there. But for him, total jackpot. Beating people gives martial arts points, so chaos means profit. The countdown hits 0, and the commander yells to get moving. In a flash, the crowd completely breaks. Everyone's shoving and sprinting into the woods. Yelling and heavy footsteps are echoing absolutely everywhere. Elsewhere, 2 dudes are already throwing down. Wen Wei roars to beat his target home. Liu Tao is absolutely not backing down either. He's totally ready to eliminate him right there. They clash instantly, throwing fire. The impact is so insane the whole forest starts shaking violently. Su Hong watches from afar and looks super disappointed. These so-called geniuses are actually mid. Beating these scrubs probably won't drop many points. He figures hunting beasts is a better idea, but right then, their loud trash talk reaches his ears. Saying poor kids will always be poor and trying is useless, that completely hits his nerves. Su Hong smirks, eyes flashing with interest. Free points just delivered themselves, too good to pass up. He steps right between them, his voice super chill but totally provoking. Stop fighting each other, fight me instead. Both guys freeze, then just laugh like crazy, just another broke loser begging for a beating. Su Hong stands there like a boss. Why don't you both team up against me? Wen Wei loses his mind and instantly charges. But the exact millisecond he gets close, Su Hong steps back, spins, and lands a lightning-fast kick straight into the guy's gut. Boom, a heavy thud echoes. Before Wen Wei even processes it, he's launched backward, slamming super hard right into the dirt. Liu Tao is frozen in pure shock, his brain totally short-circuiting. How's this possible? He and Wen Wei are equal in power, but his rival just got one-shotted. Before he can even snap out of it, Su Hong turns with ice-cold eyes. Your turn. That sentence sends shivers down his spine, but it's too late. So what happens next? Trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this. Su Hong dashes like a ghost, swings his staff, and ends it instantly. All right, stick with me here. Liu Tao gets launched like a sandbag, totally clueless. Su Hong just stands there, dusting his hands off. His voice is ice cold. Who said you could look down on normal cultivators? The hidden crowd instantly starts buzzing. The whole vibe shifts. Someone whispers, where did this dude come from? This is a deathmatch. He one-shots both of them. Is he disqualified? Far away, the commander barely even looks over. Nope, nobody called for help. The test continues. the order drops, and everyone goes dead silent again. A bit later, Liu Thao wakes up, grabbing his ringing head. But the second he sees Su Hong's stick swing, he instinctively flinches back. His eyes scream panic, but he still acts tough. Never been this humiliated, better not cross my path again, when Wei won't give up either. He mutters his salty excuses. I was just caught off guard earlier. Otherwise, that punk wouldn't stand a single chance. The two lock eyes, take a beat, and finally drop the ego. My bad, I ran my mouth. You're seriously strong. The other guy totally agrees. The beef turns into a reluctant team-up. When Wei pats his shoulder, let's hunt him down. Liu Thao sneers, ready to grab that same stick for some sweet revenge. Meanwhile, Su Hong is long gone, creeping through the forest on high alert. Now watch closely, this is where it gets wild. A pack of level 1 long-tusked boars suddenly rushes out, crazy fast and out for blood. Su Hong doesn't even flinch. His eyes flash as he moves like lightning, dodging and throwing out a heavy thunder punch. Explosive force blasts the crazy beasts right back. He checks his system panel and gives a little frown. He used to score dozens of points beating fighters, but now the payouts suck. Getting stronger really makes grinding harder. His real goal is a token, but these boars drop absolutely nothing. Guess only higher-tier beasts hold the goods. Half an hour blows by. The entire forest suddenly goes weirdly quiet. Su Hong stops, his gaze turning ice cold. He was finding dozens of beasts every hour. But now, not a single one in sight. This creepy vibe puts him right on edge. Then a massive shadow steps out. A level 1 high-tier dark night tiger. Its heavy aura literally freezes the air. But instead of freaking out, Su Hong smiles. Finally, some decent prey. Without blinking, he charges straight in. His void-piercing finger erupts, landing a direct hit that makes the tiger roar in absolute agony. Before it can even snap back, Su Hong closes the gap and drives his spear down, ending it instantly, plus 35 martial points. At his current level, shredding high-tier beasts is a total joke. He slices it open, and his eyes light up at the token inside. 3 whole hours just to score one, definitely not easy. Su Hong quickly breaks down the math in his head. Hunting strong ones takes too long compared to farming the weak ones at the edge. Quantity is the real cheat code. You and I both know 5 hours isn't much. His eyes lock in, he's about to turn this entire forest upside down. Total chaos breaks out, entire herds get wiped, boar corpses everywhere. Just one blur of motion, dodging, swinging, and farming points like an absolute machine. After dozens of crazy back-to-back fights, he finally runs into a mid-tier beast. This time, one single punch shatters the sound barrier. The boom echoes everywhere, leaving nothing but the desperate screams of the monsters he just totally flattened in the final second. The beast only catches Su Hong's reflection in its eyes before its lights out. The strike was so fast it couldn't even react. The explosive force blasts its massive body away, the shockwave literally uprooting a giant tree behind it. Su Hong stands frozen, clenching his fist. Crossing the 60% mortal body mark means his raw physical stats alone can completely crush a level 1 mid-tier beast. He checks the system panel, giving a slight frown. 254 points. He's still 100 short of maxing out his mortal progression. With barely 3 hours left on the clock, he can't afford to slack. He gears up to hunt, but suddenly a deafening screech shakes the forest. It hits like an ultrasound blast, literally warping the air around him. Su Hong snaps his head around, his gaze turning razor sharp. What on earth just happened? A massive black shadow rips through the sky, its giant wings giving off an absolutely insane level of pressure. Every single flap launches a shockwave that bends the trees below. Su Hong stares up, totally shook. This isn't some regular monster. It's the ultimate apex predator, the legendary golden peng beast king. Just flapping its wings creates this much force. Going all out would nuke this entire zone. Boom, a massive ancient tree just snaps in half like literal paper, sending wood splinters flying absolutely everywhere. Su Hong backs up fast, squinting through the dust. A chilling thought hits him. What kind of monster packs this level of pure destruction? His stomach totally drops. He was feeling pretty hyped about his own strength a second ago, but facing this thing, he's basically just a bug. He spots a massive flash above. An icy voice suddenly rings out, "Golden Peng Beast King, I'm borrowing this turf. Why are you here?" A human figure is literally floating midair, leaking insane boss energy. It's Qin Tianli, the Beast King roars back, "I never said you could borrow it." The tension explodes. Qin Tianli sneers, "Then I'll beat you until you agree." Golden feathers shoot down like razor blades, slicing through the wind. In response, Qin Tianli casually waves his hand, blasting out pure light to clash head-on. The collision literally rips the sky apart, sending brutal shockwaves everywhere. It's an absolutely insane aerial dogfight. Every strike threatens to obliterate the forest, and that's where we leave it. Trust me, you're going to want to see what happens next. All right, you and I are diving straight back in. The golden rock beast king roars in pure rage, drops one last threat, and vanishes into the horizon. The air settles down. Qin Tianli takes a breath, his voice booming like thunder everywhere. "I am Tier 7 Grandmaster Qin Tianli. Do not panic, students. The exam continues." Down on the ground, Su Hong just stands there, totally stunned, staring at the sky. Is this the crazy power of a Tier 7 martial artist? Pushing back a Beast King solo, the sheer hype makes him clench his fists. Sooner or later, he is hitting that godlike level too. Meanwhile, Tianli heads back. He touches down and complains, totally half-joking, "I just wanted to borrow the venue and still had to throw hands. What a hassle." His buddies immediately start sucking up. They hype him up, saying he is way stronger than the rumors, literally forcing the golden rock to back down. He just frowns, looking super unimpressed, and orders them to roll the footage to see who survived that crazy pressure. The screens pop up. Most students are totally frozen, but a few names seriously stand out. Wang Tianshuo, peak Tier 1, vitality at 340, fire compatibility at 95%, plus a special physique, totally handled the pressure. Lin Xinghe, a spirit reader using telekinesis to block it. Xiao Yan is just as wild. Tianli nods. These three are absolutely built different. But scrolling down the list, he gets annoyed. Why is it only rich kids? What about the normal schools, when first high gets reported? With just a few rookies hitting early stage, he almost skips them. Totally forgettable, right? But suddenly, one single feed makes everyone freeze. Watch closely because you and I are about to see something wild. A kid just tanked that pressure, casually hunting beasts. The staff stutters, a first high student. The other guy is completely shook, dropping one single word. "Monster." Tianli raises an eyebrow. Glaring at his totally panicked subordinates, he is not impressed. "You two are Tier 5 already. Have you never seen a real genius? Freaking out like this, your mental game is weak." But the second he looks back at the screen, he is suddenly way more invested. Tianli was playing it cool, but a few seconds later, his eyes go wide and his face completely changes. His only thought, is this kid even human anymore? 100% compatibility across all elements, plus a special physique. Calling him a monster is an insult. This guy is a straight-up cheat code. A tiny place like Star City birthing a freak of nature like this. This is not just a once-in-a-century thing, it is practically mythical. Thinking about it, he just bursts out laughing, totally hyped. He hit the absolute jackpot, but the joy fades real quick when he checks another stat. Early Tier 1, vitality only at 123. Insane talent, but his cultivation is trash tier. That literally makes zero sense. The guy next to him scratches his head, awkwardly explaining. Su Hong is practicing 7 different channeling arts at once. Tianli almost snaps. Practicing 7 at once is career suicide. Not even a god could carry that kind of weight. How is he supposed to level up like that? He mutters, super annoyed. Wu Lingxian is the martial arts president here, right? Why did he not tell the kid basic stuff? Right then, someone announces the students are gathering. He stops talking and immediately heads out to check. When he shows up, the top 3 geniuses bow respectfully. He nods, looking pretty satisfied. At least there are some good seeds here. 6 hours into the test, groups start rolling in. Everyone is sighing in relief, gossiping about nearly dying in the woods. Some guys are still literally shaking just talking about the Golden Rock Beast King. 7.5 hours pass. The crowd starts whispering. Anyone not here is definitely disqualified or just too weak. Tianli looks around, starting to panic a little. I know exactly what you are thinking. Where is Su Hong? If he got lost and eliminated, losing this absolute gem would be a tragedy. Just as he is getting totally frustrated, a shadow finally appears in the distance. Clothes wrecked, covered in dirt, but his aura super steady. Su Hong strolls in, exhaling hard. He almost lost track of time farming points. The crowd instantly starts whispering. He looks way more beat up than them. But weirdly enough, there is not a single real scratch on him. Just how many beasts did this guy slaughter to end up looking like that? In the corner, Wen Wei and Liu Tao glare daggers. Finally showed up, but they will wait until camp to settle the score. Other people are staring at Su Hong with pure interest. Surviving the time limit is no joke. At 8 hours, the list officially locks. Lindsay steps up, announcing the rules completely deadpan. The camp has gravity rooms, agility zones, live beast combat, and a pavilion to trade martial arts. And even a rank weapons. Hearing this, Su Hong's eyes light up. Coming here was absolutely the right move. But the next rule totally kills the mood. You need contribution points to use anything, and you only get those from training scores or special rewards. After dropping that, the staff dismisses everyone. Got energy, keep training, injured, go rest up. Su Hong heads straight into his private room. The second the door clicks shut, he totally relaxes. Finally, a quiet space to cultivate without worrying about anyone exposing his massive secrets. He stares at his system panel, 354 martial points total. Zero hesitation, he dumps it all into his mortal body. Red numbers start flying. 70, 80, 90, boom, 100%. In that split second, his body shakes violently like he just shattered a massive limit. Evolution begins. Su Hong's body explodes with insane energy, blasting sonic waves right through the room. A moment later, he slowly breathes out. Clenching his fist in absolute awe, he can actually unleash this kind of devastating power. The Overlord physique is incredibly strong, totally unheard of. The Spirit tier proves this physique can keep upgrading, so what kind of totally broken, God tier form will it reach next? This special physique is just unfair. I need to test exactly how ridiculously strong this Overlord physique is. Su Hong grabs an iron bar and squeezes hard. He freezes. This is C-rank alloy instantly crushed in one grip. That spear cost a fortune. Trust me, you and I are not ready for what happens next. All right, guys, stick with me here. Our boy scored this spear in the wild for free, but to upgrade to an A-rank alloy weapon, he needs to grind contribution points fast. Taking on heavy weights actually earns those precious contribution points. He starts wondering, could his body even handle a couple 100 kilos right now? Let's find out. Over in the warehouse, everyone is freaking out. 3,000 kilos. Thien Hack casually says it feels a bit light. The crowd is stunned. Light? Are you kidding me? He can actually jump with that. A normal Tier 1 martial artist caps out at a few hundred kilos. She completely fanboys over Vuong Thien Thak and his absolutely insane raw strength. The guy chiming in agrees. He is literally a monster, an absolute beast. Meanwhile, Bok Muk announces that Vuong Thien Thak easily shoulders 3,000 kilos. No wonder he has the legendary barbarian god physique. Grandmaster Tan, regarding to Hong practicing all 7 types of channeling arts. When exactly are we going to sit him down and explain the details? Thien Liat shakes his head. We cannot just confront him directly. Geniuses are incredibly proud. If you tell him to his face, it will totally backfire and make him stubborn. We have to make him realize it himself, so he quits voluntarily. Is the squad for the night ambush ready yet? Lamtrak reports that they still need just a little more time to prepare. Matching up combat power among different students is actually a huge headache. These rookies literally just finished their brutal entrance exams, so they are probably kicking back right now. They are in a super relaxed state of mind. If they get ambushed in the middle of the night, it is going to break their spirits completely. He then orders a high-level Tier 1 martial artist to specifically target to Hong. I want him absolutely, utterly crushed into the dirt. After he gets wrecked, I will step in and explain exactly why practicing all 7 channeling arts is a massive disadvantage. Then he will finally listen and give up. He is shocked. The vitality of a high-level Tier 1 fighter has over 400 combat power, which equals 5,000 points. Meanwhile, Tahong only has a little over 100 points. She warns that this harsh method is a terrible idea. What if his mindset completely crumbles? Thien Liat angrily snaps back. Absolute nonsense. I am literally just trying to fix his ridiculous mistakes. If his mental state breaks that easily, then he is just straight-up trash anyway. Back over with Tahong, he suddenly notices a huge, loud commotion happening nearby. Vuong Thien Thak is heading into the gravity training room. Everyone, hurry up and go look. Tahong mutters to himself, is literally everyone going to watch this guy train? I should go check it out later too. Wait, is this a smart bracelet for tracking points? Right at that exact second, his eyes lock onto a crazy piece of equipment ahead. Now watch closely, this is wild. Tahong freezes at the equipment board. The max load, 10 tons. Just hearing that massive number is enough to make anyone stop breathing. Super heavy alloy, this kind of material is basically exclusively designed for absolute physical monsters. He cannot help but frown at it. The obvious question pops into his head, who in the world is this actually for? A heavy pressure quickly washes over him. Sure, he could maybe wear a weighted vest. But if the weight goes past his body's limit, his speed and reflexes will tank completely. Keeping that up long-term is just not practical at all. He glances over at the vest hanging at the 5-ton mark, figuring that is probably his most stable limit right now. Without wasting time, Tahong starts testing it out inside the room. His body moves flexibly through the heavy space, but every single step feels like it is dragging downwards. Taking a deep breath, he places his hands on the ground. His eyes darken as he decides that 5 tons really is the perfect sweet spot for this current stage. Meanwhile, his thoughts unconsciously drift right back to those other 3, Vuong Thien Thak and the remaining 2 overpowered geniuses of the academy. They are all high-level Tier 1 fighters. They definitely aren't much weaker than him, maybe even a bit stronger. If so, watching how they train might actually give him a huge edge. Suddenly, a loud shout echoes out, grabbing the whole training area's attention. Vuong Thien Thak is in the gravity room. He is not just carrying 3 tons, he is straight up going into active training mode. But he doesn't stop there. He cranks the gravity straight up to double. Everyone staring can clearly see him flexing and struggling hard. What is crushing down on him is actually 6 whole tons. Hearing this, Tahong just narrows his eyes. Only 3 tons initially. He silently compares it and shakes his head. I know what you're thinking, but he actually underestimated their raw physical strength. Right then, his gaze lands on 2 guys standing just a short distance away, Tran Sun and Luke Du. They are just lingering outside the training zone looking super hesitant. Tahong walks right up and asks, "Why aren't you going in?" Their answer is dripping with obvious insecurity. "We are surrounded by absolute monsters. Going in there just means getting compared and losing face. Without enough skill, it is purely extra pressure." Tahong just smiles slightly and pats their shoulders to reassure them. So that was the real issue, but their reactions to him are totally opposite. Tran Sun stares blankly and asks, "Are you actually going to go in there?" Luke Du quickly warns him to wait until fewer people are around. Otherwise, it will be way too embarrassing. This little chat immediately stirs up the nearby crowd. A bunch of people burst out laughing, some even mock him to his face. A bottom-tier guy demanding the gravity room and wanting to rival Vuong Thien Thak. What a complete joke. Tahong ignores it all. In his mind, only one thing matters. Access to a gravity room is crazy expensive and usually reserved for elite families. Skipping this golden opportunity would be an absolute waste. Besides, if he just tweaks the gravity to 1.5 times, he can stretch out his training time way more efficiently. The second the gravity system kicks on, a massive crushing sensation hits. Tahong pauses for a split second. It is way heavier than expected. Outside, the watching crowd instantly bursts into laughter. Someone shakes their head and sneers. He cannot even handle 1.5 times gravity, hilariously weak, but inside the room, Tahong is laser-focused. Under that intense, heavy pressure. Every single channeling art movement becomes incredibly sluggish, yet at the same time, significantly sharper and way more effective. He quickly realizes his progression speed is skyrocketing right off the charts. Time flies by, sweat completely drenches his whole body. 2 full hours later, Tahong opens his eyes, and they are sharper and glowing way brighter than before. He exhales softly as the results click in his mind. Not only are the Thunder and Heavenly Flame arts way more stable, but his other channeling arts literally broke through to Tier 1. His vitality points bumped up from 126 to 130, a massive leap forward. He mentally notes that this gravity room is insanely more effective than he expected. The agility and beast training rooms are probably just as epic. When he walks out dripping in sweat, someone instantly smirks. He barely lasted any time before coming out. He seriously couldn't handle it. Tahong doesn't even argue. He calmly unfastens his weighted training vest, casually muttering out loud, "Man, this thing is getting really hot." That one simple, effortless action instantly shuts the entire crowd up. Nobody is laughing anymore. The whole training camp erupts into complete chaos when they see exactly what just went down right there. And trust me, you and I know the truth. He was wearing a weighted vest the whole time, but how heavy was it? Look at their absolutely drained, terrified faces. All right, strap in because you and I are about to watch a guy push past every human limit. Everyone agreed 500 kilograms was his absolute max. But what made their jaws drop? He actually gritted his teeth and survived the gravity room for over 2 solid hours. So yeah, his power is no joke. Even if he's the weakest link in the squad, he's got a solid foundation. But trying to compare himself to Wang Tianchuo? Absolutely zero chance. That's a whole different league entirely. Someone laughed bitterly. Forget about him in this entire training camp, who would even dare to measure up against a total freak like Wang Tianchuo. Right on cue, Wang Tianchuo was getting ready to show up. A gravity level hitting 6 tons, and he endured it for over 2 hours. Just hearing those numbers gives you serious chills. Everybody had to admit it. His physical stats were undeniably ranked number 1 in the whole camp. No debate. A guy just shook his head with a pained smile. If it were him, surviving 500 kilos for just 30 minutes would be pure luck. Mid-conversation, boom. A super heavy bag slammed onto the floor, making everyone jump and spin around. Wang Tianchuo let out a soft sigh, treating this like a light warm-up, but to everyone else staring, that amount of weight was just flat-out terrifying. Xing strutted over, laughing with a mix of praise and a challenge. Old Wang, in raw strength I definitely can't beat you, but how about we hit the agility room and spar? Wang Tianchuo shot him a look, answering bluntly, you practice A-rank movement plus your wind attribute. I'd have to be brain dead to fight you right now. Over in the corner, Su Hong fell into deep thought. A-rank movement. The physical might of the overlord body was insanely strong, but right now, a high-tier agility skill was exactly what he was missing. Meanwhile, over in the agility training room, the crowd started freaking out the moment they saw what just got activated. Now pay attention because this next part is pure madness. Rank technique, flying rainbow cloud step. It was too strong, insanely fast, just unbelievable. Inside the zone, arrows rained down furiously. A normal level 3 fighter wouldn't even dodge them. Yet Lin Xinghe was casually breezing right through the M-level difficulty. Someone yelled out, he was so fast their eyes couldn't even track him. Most couldn't last a single second, but this guy, he actually had enough energy to strike an elegant pose midair. People were completely dumbfounded, jaws glued shut, staring at flower petals raining down out of nowhere. Was this a real battle or a stage show? It looked super flashy but undeniably epic. Up on the progress screen, flying rainbow cloud step was sitting at just 1%. Su Hong stared intently, his whole expression shifting. This footwork was absolutely worth mastering. Suddenly his eyes widened, and he dashed straight toward the enlightenment zone, completely freezing everyone in their tracks. The crowd whipped around in total shock, completely unable to believe it. What was he doing? Did he seriously think he could learn an A-rank skill just by watching Lin Xinghe? What a total joke. But then right after that, the screen's progress numbers skyrocketed. 8%, 15, 30, 43, 63, 78, and then 93%. Finally, a massive system notification popped up. Congratulations, flying rainbow cloud step had reached beginner level. Su Hong let out a long, heavy breath. He finally grasped the ultimate A-rank movement technique. Sure, Lin Xinghe's moves were a bit awkward and way too dramatic, but having never seen the original, he just copied that flashy version first. His brain instantly started calculating the next move. Now that he locked down this skill, there was zero reason to hang around the training room. Might as well head straight over to the beast hunting zone. Time to grind out some martial points and boost his vitality. While the whole crowd was still staring at him like some wild alien and clapping for his bizarre style, Su Hong's instincts kicked in. He realized someone was tracking him. Somewhere else, Liu He and Wen Wei had their target completely locked down. They finally found him. It looked like he was heading straight for the beast room. So they just ambush him right there, wait for him to step out and teach him a brutal lesson. The scene aggressively cuts over to the beast zone, where Yu was laughing loudly right in Xiao Yan's face, exchanging some seriously tense trash talk. Who was the real powerhouse in this camp? Still up for debate, Yu smirked. She figured that pure mental telekinesis alone couldn't possibly beat her savage beast, but Xiao Yan just frowned, firing back with absolute ice-cold confidence. Never underestimate a mental telepathist. Off to the side, Su-hong was quietly watching, his mind racing, wondering about the true power of a telepathist. I know what you're thinking, how overpowered can these mind readers get? Let's find out. Since he had never seen their actual combat style, this was the perfect chance to learn. After this, he'd go back to hunting beasts to stack martial points and level up his stats. Su-hong couldn't help but flash back to that last scene. His brain still felt like he had just witnessed something totally defying physics. She was straight up flying, no jumping off things. Not launching herself, just naturally hovering right there in midair. Air-stepping flight, that's a legendary technique normally only grandmasters can even dream of touching. And yet, a mental telepathist was pulling it off right in front of his eyes. Seriously, what kind of broken existence is a mental telepathist? Right at that moment, Xiao Yan casually raised her hand. One perfectly simple motion, but the entire atmosphere shifted instantly. Su-hong barely sensed the fatal danger before boom. 3 high-tier Stage 1 black tigers were absolutely wiped out in a split second. Those flashing lights weren't just pretty to look at. They were like literal invisible blades tearing straight through space itself. What the heck is that? He squinted hard. In the very next second, the last roaring beast suddenly froze mid-attack. Its eyes bugged out, as if a massive invisible hand was crushing its entire body. Su-hong froze completely. Forcible mental telekinesis control. With just a light flick of her wrist, Xiao Yan wrapped up the entire battle with terrifying efficiency. Now he finally understood everything. Those bright streaks of light were actually condensed telekinetic daggers, flying on thin air, controlling heavy objects from a distance, and directly suppressing opponents with pure mind power. No wonder telepathists are viewed as god-tier existences that normal martial artists have zero chance against. Outside the ring, the crowd couldn't hold back their screaming. Holy crap, what is that thing? Where did that giant sword even come from? Space itself felt stretched to its absolute limit. Up above, telekinesis exploded, slowly forming a massive, colossal greatsword. The heavy pressure was enough to literally suffocate you. Xiao Yan glanced down with icy eyes, swung her hand, and the greatsword slashed downwards, striking a line that looked ready to rip the entire battlefield in half. Su-hong watched, absolutely shaken. She didn't even bring a weapon earlier. Plus, if that thing had real mass, it weighed at least a few tons. Xing stood nearby, casually dropping a bomb. That's the signature skill of a mental telepathist, and she's hit a rank. The whole crowd instantly erupted into absolute chaos. A rank, yet another A rank. What is in the water at this camp? Is everyone packing rank skills now? Does Wang Tianchuo have one too? Xing smirked. Yeah, he also had an A rank attack skill. The hype in the room instantly exploded. Monsters, is everyone here just a total monster? Su-hong's eyes grew intense. Wang Tianchuo didn't even need skills. One basic punch from him completely exploded a high-tier beast. So what do you and I take from this? If he actually used an A rank skill, the destruction would be unimaginable. Su-hong had one thought left. He came to the perfect place. Just then someone screamed. A single punch blew up a beast without any martial skills. Wait, what? Just pure raw muscle strength? Su-hong glanced over, his own heart starting to race. All right, stick with me here. Being this strong without martial skills is insane. He definitely needs to learn some later, but right now, his main goal is crystal clear, becoming a mental master. His mental power is only at 26.5. To actually start, he needs over 100. That means he is short exactly 735 martial points. Su-hong's eyes turn ice cold. Time to get serious. Suddenly, a creepy laugh echoes from afar. See that? He walked right into the trap. Everyone else is busy watching Wang Tianchu and Xiao Yan. Nobody is paying attention to what is happening over here. Perfect chance. They are about to teach him a lesson he will never forget. Su-hong just frowns. What are you idiots even babbling about? He checks his phone and sees a blazing red notification. A challenge alert, 10 Tier 1 high-level beasts. The air instantly freezes up. Is this guy completely out of his mind? Liu He and Wen Wei hear the alert and their faces go ghost white. They both panic at the exact same time. Should we call the instructor? If we do not, that kid is 100% dead meat. It is too late, he will be ripped to shreds in seconds. They shut up right after, because deep down, both of them know, even if they shout for help, there is absolutely no time. Their eyes go totally cold. Looks like getting their revenge is impossible now. Meanwhile, Su-hong just stands dead center in the battlefield, his gaze as cold as absolute ice. Without saying a single word, he just raises a hand, throwing out a cocky challenge. Bring it. The two of them totally lose it, dropping all hesitation and charging forward together. But the second they move, Su-hong takes a single side step. His body glides like a literal ghost, dodging every single strike with zero effort. He does not stop. Pulling his hands back, his mental energy gathers into two glowing, chaotic spheres of power. Now pay attention here. In an instant, they detonate. A massive wave of raw power blasts straight forward, making the very air violently shake. Those two look absolutely horrified, screaming in pure shock. How can a Tier 1 rookie martial artist explode with this much insane power? Even a mid-level fighter surrounded by those high-level beasts would probably get completely wrecked. Wen Wei suddenly freezes in his tracks. Watching Su-hong's insane footwork, a crazy sense of familiarity hits him like a freight train. Wait a second, that movement technique. Is that Lin Xinghe's flying cloud step? Liu He instantly shoots that down. No way, he is literally just a high school kid. How could he possibly learn a high-tier move like that, unless he secretly belongs to some massive wealthy family? Wen Wei frowns and whispers, maybe he just watched it once and learned it himself, but the moment he says it, he shakes his own head. Learning an A-rank technique just by looking at it, that is completely impossible. Liu He grits his teeth, his voice shaking. Forget the fight, we are absolutely no match for this guy. Wen Wei stands frozen for a few seconds, glaring with total frustration, but finally exhales. Let it go, we just have to swallow our pride and take the... But right while they are still hesitating, Wen Wei suddenly points toward the far side of the battlefield, his voice completely cracking. Hold up, look over there. They both turn their heads and instantly go dead silent. You have got to be kidding me. While we were standing here chatting, all 10 Tier 1 high-level beasts were wiped out. Pin drops silence for a few seconds. Su-hong dusts off his hands, sounding totally casual like nothing even happened. 10 high-level beasts gave him exactly 81 martial points. That is less than 10 points per monster. Looks like the stronger he gets, the harder points are to farm. He looks up, eyes turning freezing cold as he senses more auras hiding nearby. No more wasting time, let's keep going. The moment he says that, a massive beast with long razor claws dive bombs him straight from above. Su-hong's eyes flash with pure killer instinct. Diamond fist erupts, one punch literally makes the ground quake. The surrounding beasts instinctively back away in fear. He lets out a cold, hyped-up laugh. Where do you think you are going? Hand over those martial points. Right after, he dashes forward, grabs a beast by the tail with one hand, and swings it with everything he has, using its massive body like a living sledgehammer. The two guys watching from the sidelines are completely petrified. Liu He swallows hard, his voice totally dry. You know what? Forget it. I officially forgive him. You and I both know exactly what they are thinking. Wen Wei nods furiously. Let's run before we get swung around like that monster. Looking back at the battlefield, they realize something even more terrifying. In under 10 minutes, Wang Tianchu already slaughtered 9 high-level Tier 1 beasts, and Xiao Yan, she took down 8 without even moving from her spot. Just then, someone runs over and asks, "Are you guys back already? Did you finish getting your revenge? Did you beat him up?" The two force a super awkward laugh. Oh yeah, totally, but inside, they are sweating bullets. Beat him up. If we did not run, we would be corpses right now. This training camp is literally packed with absolute monsters. Before they can even finish that thought, loud gasps echo from the crowd. They are out. How many contribution points did they get? One guy pants out, 280 points. Xiao Yan calmly replies, 270 points. The entire crowd instantly freezes. One high-level beast only gives 5 contribution points. That means they slaughtered over 50 monsters in a ridiculously short time. The atmosphere goes totally numb as soon as he finishes speaking. Everyone immediately starts buzzing. One guy brags that his score hit 100 points while wearing the weighted vest. Another shakes his head sadly, I only got 50. I only got 20, I carried a whole ton of weight and still just got 30 points. Someone else sighs, man, I only got 10. The whole group starts comparing. So who actually won this massive hunting session? In the end, the name on everyone's lips is Su-hong. A lot of people sigh, knowing Lin Xinghe's score is just way too overpowered to beat. Add those 3 crazy monsters to the mix, and the rest of them are basically just fighting for 4th place. Over in a corner, Wen Wei and Liu He exchange very complicated looks. These people are totally clueless. There is an absolute beast in this training camp, way more terrifying than all 3 of them combined. Time flashes forward, exactly 1 hour later. The battlefield is nothing but the heavy stench of blood and beast corpses scattered everywhere. Su Hong sits down in a corner, letting out a long breath after an endless chain of fights. He tells himself even with the overlord body, sweeping the zone for over an hour is actually getting tiring. He is still way off his target of 735 points between this hunt and the weighted vest. He pulled in about 700 contribution points, 400 from hunting, 300 from the weight load. He mutters to himself, wondering if the martial arts pavilion has anything worth trading for. As night falls, he is standing right in front of the martial arts pavilion. Dim lights hit massive bookshelves and packed quest boards. Su Hong scans the item list. Tier 1 Blood Vitality Pill, 10 points. Healing Pill, 20 points. Spirit Gathering Pill, 30 points. Advanced Blood Pill, 50. But the rank martial skills, insanely expensive. Exploding Palm is 2,000 points. Nether Bone Fire Palm, 2,800. Flying Cloud Heavenly Step, 3,000. And the rank spear techniques are not any cheaper either. He shakes his head. Rank skills are a total luxury. The cheapest is already $2,000. On the flip side, pills are way more reasonable, especially the Spirit Gathering Pill. Right then, the staff member speaks up. Have you picked anything out yet, student? Deep down, she is secretly thinking, this kid is just a Tier 1 rookie. He probably cannot afford anything good. Su Hong points to the list. Is this Spirit Gathering Pill the one that boosts mental power? She nods. Yes, it is. And trust me, that is where you and I leave it for now. Stick with me here, this gets wild. Su Hong realizes higher tier pills give massive first-time buffs. He eyes the Tier 4 Spirit Condensation Pill, priced at 500 contribution points. Totally chill, he asks to swap for that Tier 4 pill. The clerk freaks out, reminding him it costs 500 points, not 50, but Su Hong just nods. Yeah, he wants it. Dead silence, she gasps out loud, but when she double-checks his actual balance, her face totally drops. This crazy kid is sitting on 700 contribution points. She hands over the pill super fast. He grabs it, casually asking if they stock any lightning fire dual attribute alloy spears. Her attitude does a total 180, flashing a huge smile. Just 200 points. Leaving the martial arts pavilion, he practically vanishes into the dark night. Only dim lights hit the quiet training grounds. Now rocking a C-rank lightning fire spear, Su Hong stands completely still, calculating all of his massive gains for the day. His vitality and channeling arts both leveled up, plus grabbing nearly 500 martial points today. That is way better than his entire grind from last week. His mental power sits at 26.5. He is still short of that 100 mark. Staring at the pill, his eyes narrow. This better be enough. In the dark, he clenches his fist. He must become a spirit reader today. Zero hesitation, he swallows the pill whole. The second it hits his tongue, it melts, turning into this soothing green light that absolutely floods his entire body. He freezes for just a second. Every burnt-out nerve instantly relaxes, like a massive weight just vanished from his shoulders. Pure comfort washes over him, and his mind feels sharper than it ever has before. It is like reality unlocked. He can sense every single tiny detail clearly. Opening his eyes, he checks his system board. 50.5%, a solid 24-point jump. That Tier 4 medicine is absolutely no joke. He crunches the numbers. 50.5 plus his 490 martial points means 99.5%. He is literally 5 martial points away from hitting 100. Man, he is a little annoyed. If he knew, he would have totally hunted one more beast. But whatever, he just has to wait until tomorrow to keep grinding. He rests for now, but watch closely because over at the training camp warehouse, things are getting seriously chaotic with a huge, loud crowd buzzing. A huge guy waves a list, shouting, "Bu Jingyan, aren't you training at the Martial Arts University? Why did they drag you here?" A guy nearby laughs, yeah, just like us veterans called to babysit geniuses. Hao Wu instantly scowls, snapping back, "What geniuses? Give me a break." Back in high school, these brats wouldn't even deserve to share a field with me. The big guy smirks. My recruit Wang Tianchuo hit 340 vitality. Bet you weren't that strong back then. Hao Wu freezes, eyes flashing with absolute shock. 3 points, another guy waves his documents, bragging his recruit also smashed past 300 vitality. A third guy smirks. I'm a spirit reader, enough said. They all flip open their files, and suddenly every single pair of eyes locks onto one name. Su Hong, Tier 1 beginner, just 123 vitality. The crowd erupts. Why assign a weakling? Hao Wu is literally the strongest guy in our entire group. He's stronger than the three of us combined. Why send him for a Tier 1 beginner? Did Grandmaster Qin make a mistake? Right on cue, Grandmaster Qin slowly steps up, his voice dropping low. No mistake. Hao Wu instantly claps back. You are totally underestimating me. He is just a Tier 1 beginner. Grandmaster Qin glares right at him, his tone turning freezing cold. He is not as simple as you think. His combat power equals a high-level Tier 1 fighter. The group just freezes in shock. 123 vitality, but high Tier 1 combat power? What kind of monster is this kid? Qin continues, his info is classified, just fight him. Hao Wu sighs heavily. I have nearly 500 vitality. I am breaking into Tier 2 and I gotta fight a beginner. Qin smacks his head. If you don't go all out, you will regret it. Hao Wu grabs his head, muttering, you don't have some personal beef with him, do you? But Grandmaster Qin just gives a chilling smirk. Cripple him if you want. Hearing that, Hao Wu breaks a cold sweat. Deep down, he thinks, man, this Su Hong kid is about to get absolutely wrecked tonight. I know what you're thinking, this ambush is about to be insane. Night falls and Hao Wu's crew silently approaches the target. Enemy attack, wait boss, let me put pants on. Su Hong instantly snaps awake, his eyes completely ice cold. A sneak attack, his bedroom door gets absolutely sliced open. Hao Wu rushes in, his freezing swordlight slashing straight down. Su Hong tilts his body, perfectly dodging the strike while grabbing his spear. His brain works on overdrive. The 10,000 races hunt human geniuses. Could this actually be them? He grips his spear insanely tight, his gaze turning deadly cold. Hao Wu just sneers at him. You are just a Tier 1 beginner. Running into me is your ultimate bad luck. Su Hong quickly figures it out. A high-tier human martial artist, so not an alien assassin. Perfect timing, honestly. He can treat this ambush as a heavy-duty sparring match. Beating this guy gives him those last 5 martial points. That means completing the final step to awaken as a spirit reader. Just thinking about it, his eyes practically light up with fire. Over on the other side, Hao Wu is feeling completely different. He stares at Su Hong, totally confused. A Tier 1 beginner who actually steps up to fight back. Is this kid's brain completely broken? Boom, the two violently clash. Su Hong uses his spear to block Hao Wu's sword head-on, and the massive recoil makes both of them stagger. Hao Wu is totally shaken up inside. This level of power does not feel like a beginner at all. It is literally bordering on high-level Tier 1 territory. Grandmaster Qin wasn't lying, but the second he regains his balance, Hao Wu instantly denies it. No way, is this raw strength really something a Tier 1 martial artist can actually possess? Gritting his teeth, a crazy layer of purple light starts coating his blade. At the exact same time, Su Hong doesn't back down. His aura absolutely explodes, pushing closer step by step. He actually knocks Hao Wu's sword away, forcing the guy to step back. Hao Wu's arm is literally trembling, his eyes full of extreme caution. Is this brat an absolute monster? Suddenly, the sword erupts with blinding purple light, his aura skyrocketing to insane levels. He speaks coldly. Martial artist fights are not just about raw power. Su Hong stays completely chill, but his spear also starts sparking with wild golden lightning. He secretly evaluates the situation. A fire attribute martial skill. This is the first time he's faced one. Right then, Hao Wu leaps high into the air, his sword stance literally burning the oxygen. He roars out, blazing strike. The blade slashes down, carrying massive B-rank weight. It looks ready to crush everything below. Su Hong tightens his grip, eyeing this B-rank destruction. So what do you and I make of this epic cliffhanger? These powers are about to absolutely collide. Stick with me here, we are jumping right into the madness. A deafening explosion shakes the ground, kicking up massive dust. When it clears, one guy is still standing tall. Su Hong has not moved an inch. The air gets incredibly heavy. Hao Wu stands across from him, and his expression completely shifts. He is absolutely shook, blocking a massive blazing slash with just pure raw lightning energy, zero martial arts skills. Yeah, that is not just talent anymore. That is straight-up monster behavior. Grandmaster Qin's warning echoes right through his head. Now he finally gets why he needs to go all out. He takes a deep breath and smirks. Too bad you do not know any lightning spear techniques. Otherwise, I would have lost already. Su Hong just lifts his spear, the golden light glowing brighter. I really do not know any, he replies. Hao Wu grins, thinking he has the upper hand, but then Su Hong drops the coldest, calmest response ever. But what if I add this? Boom, his whole body and the spear erupt in a blinding orange glow. His entire vibe instantly changes. Hao Wu's eyes go wide. What? He stutters, his voice trembling as he realizes the insane truth. Attribute fusion. Jing Feng struggles to stand, brain still rattling from the impact. He grinds his teeth. Elements are supposed to reject each other. Every fighter knows that basic rule. Fusing lightning and fire was literally just a crazy myth to him. Right then, cold golden lightning flashes in Su Hong's eyes. Now watch this, he charges in, spear tearing through the wind. Zero time to react, let's end this. Jing Feng panics, only one thought crosses his mind, I am dead. He desperately raises his sword to counter. A blazing slash erupts again, the red light trying to swallow everything. But before it even hits, Su Hong's spear sweeps through. A burst of golden lightning mixed with that insane fused fire power strikes. It smashes right into the sword's strike. Boom, an explosion totally rips the space apart. Jing Feng takes a direct hit, coughing up blood. His only thought, this power is way too broken. Next second, his whole body gets launched into the air, smashing through the roof and crashing down hard. He is absolutely out cold. Su Hong's spear stops glowing. He stands there breathing heavily, eyes still icy. Then the system chimes, +7 martial arts points. Su Hong cracks a smile, his gaze deepening. He finally has all the martial arts points needed to become a spirit master. He opens his stats panel. Su Hong, Vitality 135, Spirit 50.5, Overlord Body Tier 1%, and Lightning Channeling at level 4. Sky Fire level 4, Water and Earth at level 3, Wind level 3, Movement Technique 3%, +2 perfected combat skills, total martial arts points 497, meanwhile far away. Tian Lai is still secretly watching. He casually mutters that time is almost up, assuming Jing Feng has already wrecked Su Hong. He even prepared a whole speech to force the kid into quitting multi-element training. But right at that very second, a massive explosion blasts from the top floor. A figure gets blasted outside. Jing Feng crashes in front of Tian Lai and Qing Lan, bloody and unconscious. The air completely freezes. Qing Lan is stunned. Jing Feng lost, meaning Su Hong won. Before she even processes this, 3 more explosions echo from different directions. 3 guys get slammed into the dirt almost simultaneously, lined up right next to Jing Feng. Up above, Wang Tianchuo, Lin Xinghe, and Xiao Yan are standing there. Totally different expressions, but all looking incredibly bored. You and I both knew these elites were crazy. Lin Xinghe frowns, casually telling Grandmaster Qin to find stronger opponents next time. Wang Tianchuo glances down. Oh, there are 4 of them. Xiao Yan tilts her head, looking down too. Wow, someone down there actually finished faster than us. Lin Xinghe chuckles, guessing the opponent was just too weak. Down below, Qing Lan is staring at the 4 knocked-out guys, her brain totally short-circuiting, because out of them all, Jing Feng was the strongest. Tian Lai is actually frowning now. The other 3 are late-stage Tier 1, and Xiao Yan is a spirit master. It is super normal that they won their fights. But Su Hong, he is just early-stage Tier 1. Yet he took down a near Tier 2 expert, faster than the elites. How on earth did he pull that off? Right then, someone runs over, totally out of breath. Grandmaster Qin, we have a big problem. Tian Lai stays perfectly calm. What, did a student die? That is pretty common during training. The guy desperately shakes his head. No, it is Su Hong. During his fight with Jing Feng, he used fused channeling arts. That single sentence makes the whole atmosphere instantly drop. Tian Lai freezes for a split second, takes a deep breath, and then suddenly lunges, grabbing Cheng Ming by the shoulders. His gaze could literally pierce through the guy. Voice shaking with excitement, he growls, "Hold up, what did you just say? Do not joke about this." Cheng Ming is trembling from the pressure, frantically replying, "It is true. Su Hong fused fire and lightning arts and used them to completely defeat Jing Feng. I saw it with my own eyes on the security video. You can ask Jing Feng." Right as he says that, Jing Feng struggles to speak from the dirt. His voice is super weak. He is right, it was a fusion of lightning and fire. Hearing this, Tian Lai's face completely changes. He is losing his mind right now, voice shaking with pure hype. Zai Tian, humanity's one and only absolute genius fighter, spent 10 whole years studying attribute fusion just to master it. He looks up like he is seeing something literally impossible. And what about Su Hong? According to the Star City Association files, this kid only touched 7 channeling arts for less than 1 month. He clenches his fists, muttering the word monster. This is not just a genius anymore. This is a divine star descending, a true dragon showing itself. Qinglan, standing nearby, cannot help but speak up, sounding totally confused. Grandmaster, is attribute fusion really that ridiculously overpowered in battle? Can it actually let an early stage tier 1 beat a near tier 2 like Jingfeng? Tianlai nods, his eyes turning super serious. Years ago, the first person to study fusion used tier 1 to crush a tier 2. That is the ultimate proof. Qinglan is even more confused now. If it is that insanely strong, why isn't everyone encouraged to train it? Tianlai lets out a heavy sigh, his voice dropping, because it is way too dangerous. The failure rate is massive. It does not just ruin a fighter's training path, it can completely destroy their mind and personality. Even if you succeed, most people get stuck at tier 1 forever, unable to advance further. He pauses for a second, staring out towards where the epic battle just ended. So what do you and I make of this? Su Hong did it in under a month, holding 7 elements. We are witnessing a literal god in the making. You and I are in for it. The room goes dead silent. Tianli clenches his fists, voice dropping heavy as rock. If he actually manages to fuse everything, I cannot even imagine how insane that level of power will be. He quietly mutters to himself, realizing that if this kid ever reaches his full potential, one single strike might just wipe out the emperors of all races. Cheng Ming quickly waves his hands with an awkward laugh. Master, you are exaggerating a bit. Qinglan shakes her head too, saying fusing 2 attributes is the absolute limit, so 7 is literally impossible. Tianli coughs lightly to hide his massive shock, then quickly fixes his tone. Ahem. Guess I lost my cool for a second there. But if Su Hong keeps trying to fuse all 7 attributes and gets completely stuck at that bottleneck without breaking through, then Qin Tianli will officially become the absolute biggest sinner in all of human history. Right at that exact moment, Cheng Ming suddenly yells out, like he just remembered something insanely important. Wait, there is one more thing. Su Hong has a special physique too. His pure strength is way beyond normal. Tianli instantly snaps his head back, glaring like a knife. Why are you only bringing up something this huge right now? Qinglan frowns hard, a vitality stat of 120 suppressing a guy with almost 500. Cheng Ming nods like crazy, exactly. A massive 4 times difference, but he's still completely dominated. His pure physical strength even crushes Wang Tianchuo's legendary barbarian god physique. Tianli goes dead silent for a few seconds, then slowly speaks. This kid's physical body might just be a heaven-defying existence too. He looks up, his eyes suddenly locked in and dead serious. Tomorrow we start a full combat tournament. Test all of Su Hong's vitality and battle power, then throw Wang Tianchuo, Lin Xing, and Xiao Yan right at him. I want to see exactly what happens when a total freak like Su Hong faces the absolute strongest geniuses in this camp. Meanwhile, in his wrecked room, Su Hong's silhouette quietly fades into the pitch-black darkness. He sits down on the floor, staring totally seriously at his system screen before giving a satisfied smirk. Without hesitation, he orders the system to dump all his martial points straight into spirit. The system chimes in, spirit +1. He thinks to himself, finally, I am actually about to become a full-blown spiritual master. Here is where it gets crazy, do not blink. A weird, hazy white light starts glowing all over him. Su Hong totally feels this bizarre shift, like his body just grew a brand new sense that feels both strange and completely creepy. A second later, the light fades out. The system flashes, spirit at 10.2%. Before he can even process that, a white cloth in the corner starts twitching on its own. Then his entire bed literally floats up into the air. Soon, every random object in the room gets yanked right up into the sky. Su Hong's eyes light up with absolute hype. He knows he completely nailed it. Now he can not only fly on objects like Xiao Yan, but he can actually use psychic force for direct attacks. Heck, even those mental martial arts. Class A skills from his enemies or Wang Tianchuo's brutal attack moves, he is going to learn them all. Bright and early the next morning, warning sirens start blasting across the entire camp. Everyone has exactly 1 minute to assemble, or kiss your contribution points goodbye. Instantly, the whole camp goes into pure chaos as trainees sprint out like total speed demons. You can hear them groaning about the absolutely toxic training schedule. From heavy weightlifting to middle-of-the-night surprise attacks, everyone is dead on their feet, but eventually they all line up in the yard. Su Hong just calmly strolls up. Ming Kang announces no one was late, making a ton of guys sigh in relief. But then one angry trainee starts complaining about getting jumped last night. Ming Kang gives a cold stare. If that was an invading monster, do you think they would wait for you to put your pants on? The kid instantly shuts up, completely speechless. The crowd cracks up, roasting the guy. Su Hong gets it though, real combat does not give you prep time. Still, getting completely blindsided while you are sleeping is annoying as hell for anyone. Ming Kang keeps going. Today is an absolute full comprehensive exam: vitality, combat power, spirit, speed, and martial arts mastery. Plus, they are setting up an official live combat ranking board. The daily top 10 get bonus contribution points. Hearing this, literally everyone glances over at Wang Tianchuo's squad, just assuming those heavy hitters will automatically steal the top spots. Meanwhile, Su Hong is over here wondering what the number one prize is going to be. After that, the whole crew gets marched to a temporary testing zone featuring a massive level 2 combat power machine. High up above, Tianli watches the massive crowd. He notices Su Hong standing in the mix, looking completely painfully average and blending right in. Some random guy next to him gets super hyped, thinking the Grandmaster is checking him out, but Su Hong just calmly smirks to himself. Bro is definitely mistaken, because the real main character getting watched right now is me. You and I both know the stakes just got totally real. Tianli announces the grand prize for first place is a Class A martial art or movement skill of their choice. The entire crowd completely loses their minds, hyping up for this absolutely brutal competition. Instantly, the crowd goes totally wild. A Class A skill, that is a god-tier reward, no joke at all. The tension in the whole testing arena instantly shoots up to a completely different level. Everyone totally realizes this is not just a regular exam anymore. This is going to be a pure, all-out war between the absolute monsters, Wang Tianchuo, Lin Xing, and Xiao Yan. These names are basically a locked-in guarantee for the top spots. Some random guy visibly gulps and whispers to his buddy. If those three go all out, how is anyone else supposed to compete? Tianchuo is already doing the math in his head. A Class A skill is not something you just casually find on the street. Even inside the biggest noble families, it is a super rare treasure. Xiao Yan's eyes practically sparkle with crazy hype. Taking first place guarantees a free Class A skill. This is exactly the golden opportunity she has been waiting for. Lin Xingha just smirks to himself. If he can bag one more Class A move to combo with his flying cloud steps, his speed is going to hit an insane tier where literally nobody can even touch him. Meanwhile, Su Hong is just getting more and more hyped. A Class A skill, things are actually getting spicy now. Looks like he's going to have to get dead serious for this exam. Up high, Tianli narrows his intense eyes. He is just waiting to see exactly how hard these geniuses can explode with power. Then his loud voice suddenly echoes out across the yard. Lin Xing up first, Xiao Yan second, Wang Tianchuo third. The crowd instantly freaks out, throwing the three strongest monsters outright at the start. How are the guys behind them even supposed to play this game now? People start looking around, totally curious about who could possibly be the fourth. Then Tianli drops the bomb. Fourth is Su Hong. The entire yard literally freezes for a second, as a ton of weird looks suddenly shoot over to him. Someone whispers loudly, "Wait, is not that the weakest guy from yesterday? Why the heck is he grouped up with those absolute monsters?" Su Hong just calmly steps right up, secretly laughing to himself. Oh yeah, they are definitely targeting me. Lin Xing steps up first, totally holding nothing back, and launches a brutal punch straight into the machine with explosive force. The numbers instantly spike to 4,013. The crowd absolutely loses it. Over 4,000 without even using a martial skill? Total monster. But Lin Xing just shrugs it off. That is not even his final form. Next up, he finally activates his skill. A glowing green wind aura wraps completely around his fist for the hidden cloud fierce wind punch, and another massive blow slams down. Trust me, you and I are about to see him humble everyone. The numbers explode to 5,642. The yard absolutely screams. That is basically a stage 2 fighter, yet he is considered weak. Su Hong watches, just giving a tiny nod. Alright, stick with me here. The system logs a new wind skill. It's a minor buff, but useful. Suddenly, Xiao Yan steps up. Lin Xinghe looks decent, but nothing crazy. She throws a punch. 3,253 pops up. People are surprised it's that low. But Su Hong knows the truth. Telekinetics don't rely on raw muscle. It's all about mental attacks. Right then, Xiao Yan's aura absolutely explodes. Spirit light floods the room. For a split second, Su Hong feels a familiar vibe. System alert, new skill acquired, the spirit condensation art. His eyes light up. This place is an absolute goldmine for skills. Glancing at the board, he smirks. He's definitely copying more moves today. Xiao Yan channels her mental energy. A massive, glowing hammer materializes in midair, literally forged from pure light. She swings it straight into the power machine. Boom, a heavy crash shakes the room. The screen flashes 5,942. The crowd goes wild, almost 6,000, way higher than Zinc. She was barely pushing 3,000 before, but just doubled it in a heartbeat. Is this the true, broken power of a spirit master? Not just ranged attacks, but flying and absolute battlefield control, so flexible, they really are the universe's favorites. Someone groans in pure jealousy. In the back, Su Hong closes his eyes, quietly testing his new condensation art, but the formed energy instantly scatters. He exhales, stumbling just a bit. His brain quickly analyzes the data. This art can literally forge anything into a lethal weapon. Desks, rocks, even beasts, but making it solid drains an insane amount of mental energy. With his current stats, using it in combat is impossible. He opens his eyes, deciding to shelf it for later training. His gaze snaps right back to the arena. Because Wang Tianchuo is up next, the crowd immediately loses its mind. His barbarian god physique is the absolute peak of raw, brutal strength. Now watch closely, nobody matches his combat power here. Su Hong's curious, how does this guy's physique compare to his own? Right then, Wang steps up. His aura erupts, clenching his fist with crazy confidence. He throws a punch straight at the machine. A deep, heavy boom echoes, dust everywhere. When the number flashes, the entire room goes totally crazy. Over 7,500. A barehanded punch almost beat Xing's actual martial skill. That's the legendary barbarian god's strength for you. Even Tian Lai gives an impressed nod. Wang bows respectfully, and now it's time for his skill. Su Hong's eyes gleam. Finally, the main event. White airflow spirals around Wang's massive arm. He growls, channels his energy, and punches down again. Tian Lai squints, instantly recognizing it. The nether bone fire punch and a rank attack. Right on cue, Su Hong's system pings him. New skill acquired, nether bone fire punch. He's stunned. Buying this move from the academy would normally cost a massive 2,800 points. Su Hong's eyes shine, watching Wang's second strike rip through the air. The screen spikes to 7,534. The crowd loses it. That's mid-stage tier 2 damage, and his vitality is only around 350. Tianlai nods, pleased, then calls the next name, Su Hong. Total silence, then buzzing chatter. After 3 absolute freaks, he's just background noise. Tianlai sets the rule, pure muscle this time, 0 skills allowed. Su Hong nods, steps up, bows. He clenches his fist, eyes icy cold like a blade, only one thought in his head. That reward is his. He drops a punch. The ground actually quakes from the force. The machine rattles violently. Everyone holds their breath, waiting. You and I both know what's coming, right? The final number hits, dead silence. Then absolute chaos. Over 6,500. Is the machine broken? The supposed dead last loser just punched that. Yesterday, Wang was the training camp's ceiling. Now, another complete monster just spawned out of nowhere. The vibe flips completely. Xiao Yan gasps, eyes wide in shock. This combat power is absolutely exaggerated. Lin Xinghe narrows his eyes, totally shaken. This absolutely isn't tier 1 strength. For the first time, Wang looks wary, his previous cocky confidence taking a serious hit. Su Hong calmly turns to Tian Lai. Can I use a skill? Tian Lai stares at him for a second, then nods. Go ahead. Su Hong smiles, he breathes, and it's like something awakens inside his body. His mastery ticks up, 1%, 14%, 23%. He feels it, this nether punch is a perfect match. He's grasping it even faster than his rank footwork. Tian Lai watches closely. Asking his assistant if he uses a skill, how high does his power go? The assistant hesitates. Average background, probably a low-tier skill. But his current aura is weird, it might not be that simple. Tian Lai stays silent, just watching, right at that moment. The system chimes in his head. Nether bone fire punch is at 100%, beginner level. He opens razor-sharp eyes, the crowd gasps. Wait, isn't that Wang's skill? How did he learn that? Su Hong stays quiet, clenching his fist. Only one goal now, testing how hard this rank skill hits. Bam, he punches down, an explosion echoes, smoke completely blinding the red machine. When the screen clears, everyone stops breathing. 9,000. The assistant's eyes bug out, hands shaking. 9,000 is high stage tier 2 level, pure chaos erupts. Tianlai stares at the screen, voice dead serious. This kid is a monster. They even doubt his vitality. Someone checks the logs and whispers, vitality is only 137. Everyone freezes. 137 dropping 9,000 damage. That breaks all common sense. Su Hong steps back, looking like that was just a light warm-up. Tianlai takes a deep breath. Enough, live combat starts now. Pick your opponents. Last man standing takes the number 1 spot and that a rank skill is theirs. The second he finishes, Lin Xing smirks, eyes instantly locking onto Su Hong. He steps right up, voice loud and clear. I challenge Su Hong. He repeats it, I'm fighting Su Hong. Inside, he's scheming. Sure, your attack power is basically unbeatable, but your actual vitality is pathetic. I'll just dodge with my footwork and outlast you until you drop. But here's where we leave it. Trust me, you're not ready for what happens next. Alright, stick with me here because this 1 versus 3 fight is pure hype. Instructor Tianlai shuts them down, saying all 3 can jump in. The guy is furious. Who does this kid think he is to fight us all at once? Xiao Yan chimes in, complaining that Master Qin is looking down on them. Tian Chu just smirks. He is only worried about accidentally crippling the kid with a single hit. He turns to ask Su Hong for his thoughts. Su Hong's reply, he honestly has 0 objections. The other guy just scoffs. Does this punk actually think he can win this? The absolute nerve of this guy, daring to challenge all 3 of us at once. Honestly, I could take him down all by myself. Tianlai gives the green light. All right, you guys can start. The trio across from him instantly charges forward like a raging hurricane. Xing schemes to himself, planning to unleash his storm strike and then immediately fall back. He figures he'll wait for the others to engage, then flank him. With the insane speed of his flying cloud step, there is no way Su Hong can react in time, right? But suddenly the girl screams a warning. Tian Chu yells for Lin Xing to dodge. Hearing his teammates panic, Xinghe is completely confused. Wait, what? In a flash, Su Hong throws a massive punch right behind Xinghe, whispering, "See ya." The fist stops just inches from his face, letting Xinghe barely jump away to save his life. He calls out, thanking Xiao Yan for the save. His speed is no joke, so they need to stay sharp. Meanwhile, Su Hong is quietly analyzing the situation. A spiritual telepath, experiencing this kind of mind control for the first time feels super weird, and he hasn't adapted yet. His eyes go totally dark as he locks onto the girl. Su Hong blitzes straight toward Xiao Yan, gotta take the support out first. She freezes up in pure panic, flying cloud step. Xinghe screams in shock, wondering how the heck he knows his signature move. Isn't he supposed to be a fire type? Tian Chu realizes he must be a dual element user and screams to stop him. I got him. Xiao Yan agrees, locking onto him with her mind control. Perfect, the guy charges in with his ghostly nether fire punch, but right across from him, Su Hong starts gathering energy to unleash the exact same fiery technique. Now watch this, Xiao Yan desperately casts her freezing skill. Su Hong gets caught up. This mental control is way trickier to handle than he thought. The guy dives from above, yelling for Monster Su to eat his kick. On the sidelines, Tianlai strokes his beard, thinking this 1 versus 3 setup might be rough. Telepathic powers are just too annoying to deal with. Once you get mind-controlled, you either gotta break out using pure, raw physical muscle, or you have to fight back with your own overwhelming mental energy. If you can't do either, escaping is absolutely impossible. Even though Su Hong has insane physical strength, it probably isn't enough to break free. Wait a second, is this crazy kid actually smiling right now? Total chaos erupts on screen as dust clouds everything. Su Hong's body smoothly twists right out of the mind bind. The girl suddenly spits blood. He just forcefully shattered her mental control using pure, brute strength. Then with lightning speed, he reaches out and grabs both of those guys at the exact same time. Su Hong is single-handedly holding off 2 top fighters. The crowd goes wild. He blocked them with just pure physical stats, and he pushed back a telepath using raw mental force. This is ridiculous. Su Hong's power is totally inhuman. One hand absolutely locks onto Xinghe's ankle, while the other tightly grips Tian Chu's wrist. The guy's face completely contorts in terror as he literally gets spun around in midair. He's sweating bullets and cursing up a storm. Meanwhile, Su Hong's eyes are glowing with battle hype. With an epic swing, he violently slams both of them straight into the dirt. Tian Chuo's head gets buried deep in the rubble, cursing his bitter defeat, while the other guy coughs up a massive mouthful of blood. Can you believe this? The entire crowd is just standing there frozen solid. Every single one of them is thinking the exact same thing, absolutely brutal. Both Tian Chuo and Xing are instantly knocked out cold. As the dust clears, Su Hong just lets out a totally relaxed sigh and casually glances over his shoulder. Xiao Yan is trembling, begging him to stay away and instantly surrendering. The audience loses it. He actually won. The training camp's top 3 fighters just got soloed by this absolute monster. Tian Lai barks out, asking why they are being so noisy. Does anyone else want to challenge Su Hong? Hearing no takers, he crowns Su Hong the undisputed champion. The crowd keeps buzzing. With Su Hong locked in at first place, the rest feel like there's no point. They all forfeit. After witnessing that savage beatdown, you'd have to be a complete idiot to challenge him. The master announces that since Su Hong easily took first, anyone ranking 2nd through 10th will still get solid rewards. The rest of you can just keep on fighting under instructor Lin Zi's supervision. First place is fully secured, so he tells him to come grab his prize, a super rare Class A martial art. Su Hong is hyped to get his hands on it. As they walk, Tian Lai chats him up. Su Hong, ever since you walked into this training camp, I've had my eyes on you. Everyone else is dying to show off, but you're always hiding your true power. He casually replies that he didn't have the backing to reveal himself early. It puts a massive target on his back. The old man just busts out laughing. I like smart kids like you. This whole combat test, it was literally set up just for you. I wanted to score you more resources. In this dog-eat-dog world, all the best loot goes straight to the geniuses. From now on, stop hiding your strength. I, Qin Tian Lai, will personally have your back. Su Hong respectfully thanks Master Qin for the epic support. At the martial arts vault, the staff greets Master Qin. He orders them to bring out the skill list. Take your time, pick whatever you want. Su Hong smartly asks Master Qin, what do you think I should grab? Tian Lai asks what he has already learned. Su Hong counts them off: ghostly nether fire punch, flying cloud step, storm strike, and the void piercing finger. The rest are just low-tier stuff. The master is mind blown. Wait, flying cloud step, storm strike, even I don't have those. Did you seriously learn them just by watching Lin Xing use them once? Tian Lai is totally amazed. This kid is way too op. The staff is sweating, thinking Master Qin personally brought him here. Just who on earth is this crazy young genius? Tian Lai points out that since he already has insane attacks and movement speed, he should pick up a crowd control skill. Check this one out, it's pretty top tier. It's a Class A flame prison. You use fire spiritual energy to forge a blazing cage that completely traps enemies. For normal attacks, you just channel energy into your body. But control skills, they require you to project energy outside yourself, something most Stage 2 fighters can't even dream of doing. And right now, you're only at Stage 1. Logically, I shouldn't recommend this at all, but with your insane talent, you can totally master it. And luckily for you, I actually know this exact skill. Let me give you a quick demo first, then you decide if it's your vibe. Su Hong respectfully bows and thanks. The old master starts channeling his magic, summoning a small flickering flame. Tian Lai explains, don't just compare the raw power of control skills to attack moves. Their utility is absolutely game-breaking. First, you use the blazing fire cage to completely box in your enemy. Then boom, instant one-shot kill. So what do you and I take from this? You definitely don't want to miss the next episode. Let's dive right back in. Master Qin tells him straight up, attacking and defending at once. Impossible for a rookie. Even Qin needed tier 3 for that. The MC just shakes his head. If it's that hard, I'll pass. No control skills for me. Master Qin is just standing there, totally baffled, giving up this easily. He thinks to himself, aren't top-tier geniuses usually super arrogant and stubborn? But Su Hong, this absolute monster, actually listens to advice. Talk about limitless potential. Meanwhile, Su Hong is just laughing on the inside. Why? Because he already mastered this exact skill. He says, Master Qin, help me find a totally different skill. Qin analyzes the situation. You've got attack and cloning down, so those are out. How about we get you a top-tier defensive move? This skill is absolutely perfect for you. Su Hong checks it out, a tier 1 earth attribute move. It uses earth energy to form a shield with crazy high defensive power. He thinks pairing this with my special physique, absolute perfection. Su Hong speaks up, all right, I'll trust your call, Master Chin. Then Chin suddenly realizes, wait, I almost forgot to ask, what's your special physique? Our guy replies, the overlord body. Su Hong is hyping himself up. It's literally the strongest out of 3,000 physiques. If the master hears this, he might just hand over every skill book he owns. But Chin just blinks. Overlord body? Literally never heard of it. Su Hong awkwardly sweats. I kind of named it myself. Chin figures it must be some totally unrecorded brand new physique. Still, the kid easily blocked a punch from the barbarian god physique earlier, so his raw physical strength is genuinely terrifying. I've never seen a Tier 1 martial artist reach this insane level of power. Right then, Master Chin's phone starts ringing. He picks it up slightly annoyed. What is it? I'm busy here. The guy on the line stammers, Master Chin, the combat data just came in. During his fights, it looks like Su Hong was wearing a weighted training vest. Chin literally screams, wait, you were wearing extra weights while fighting those 3 top geniuses earlier? Su Hong just shrugs casually. Yeah, obviously, if I took them off, I wouldn't get my contribution points. The master is absolutely horrified. He tells himself to chill. This kid is a total freak of nature. Regular logic doesn't apply. Chin sighs, just forget about those tiny achievement points from now on. As long as you win your training camp challenges, you'll get all the skills you want. Now take that off, the MC nods. All right, sounds like a deal to me. A staff girl steps up. Let me help you with that, I'll take it to the warehouse. Su Hong warns her, careful, it's pretty heavy. She scoffs confidently. Please, I manage this pavilion. I'm a Tier 2 martial artist. But the second he hands it over, all the color drains from her face. The vest drops and literally craters the solid floor. She gasps, how many tons is this? Su Hong casually replies. 5 tons, now pay close attention here because this is wild. A Tier 1 rookie carrying 5 tons just beat 3 late-stage geniuses. Master Chin immediately throws an arm around his shoulder. You absolute monster, I've actually got an A-rank skill I want to gift you. Su Hong's eyes light up. Oh, what kind of skill? Chin grins. You use a spear, right? Master Zhang Lin over in Yangcheng is a spear user too. He's got this A-rank thunder spear technique. When it comes to A-rank skills, its destructive power is considered absolutely top tier. I'm taking you to challenge his prize student so we can snatch that technique right from him. How about it? Su Hong hesitates. Isn't that a little messed up? Chin waves it off. Hey, he's the one who constantly trash talks me, claiming my whole training camp is full of useless losers. I need to rub this in his face. Anyway, go pack your gear tonight. We're flying out to Yangcheng first thing tomorrow morning. Our boy agrees, night falls, and we cut to Su Hong's apartment. He looks around, muttering, the training camp actually cleaned my room perfectly. Not gonna lie, the service here is pretty sweet. Right then, system notifications start spamming his vision. Time to grind. Su Hong knows he needs to master these 3 new martial skills. He has to grasp the basics before tomorrow's big fight. Meanwhile, Master Chin makes a call. Zhang Lin, better polish up that thunder spear technique of yours. I'm bringing my student to crush your dojo tomorrow. The old rival chuckles. Old Chin. Give it a rest. My Yangcheng camp just produced a genius with a wood spirit body. The kid already broke through to Tier 2. Plus, in just 2 days, he mastered a control-type skill to the point of externalizing his aura. Now, you and I both know the MC is gonna ruin this guy's whole career, right? On the other end, we see this genius training like a total maniac. His eyes snap wide open. He fires off his ultimate move, Wood Prison. Massive roots freeze on command, then slowly dissolve into thin air. The guy slumps down, failed again. Master Zhang Lin tries to comfort him. Lin Fengsun, I told you, control skills aren't something you can just rush. Don't aim too high right off the bat. Fengsun grits his teeth. Master, give me 1 month tops. I guarantee I'll nail the basics. Jiang Lin is visibly stunned. Wait, did I hear that right? Did he just say 1 month? Back in the day, it took me 3 whole months. This kid is nuts. Back on the phone, Jiang brags, the student I'm fielding isn't some trash your boy can beat. Master Chin is completely dumbfounded. You cocky old, but before he can finish, Jiang Lin just hangs up on him. Jiang tells his student, when Chin's kid shows up, you'll win easily, but pretend it's a super intense, nail-biting match to mess with them. Fengsun smirks, with my acting skills, don't even worry about it, master. We cut to the very next afternoon at the Yangcheng training camp. Chin and Su Hong literally fly in from the sky. Someone in the crowd yells, they're here. Su Hong is amazed, never thought his first time flying would be like this. They touch down like absolute bosses. Master Zhang Lin immediately starts throwing shade. Old Qin, what kind of genius did you bring? Hurry up and show me, Qin introduces his boy. This is Su Hong, early tier 1 and a spear user just like you. Su Hong bows. Greetings, Master Jiang. The old man just laughs mockingly. Are you joking? Treating an early tier 1 like a treasure, have you gone senile? Jiang thinks to himself, a tier 2 fighting a tier 1. This is gonna be a brutal one-shot, not a fair fight. Looks like it's time to test Lin Fengsun's acting skills. Qin claps his hands. Old Jiang, let's get this battle started already. We still need to head back in time for dinner. Over at the camp's massive arena, every single student is lined up and ready. The crowd is buzzing, loudly gossiping about how strong this so-called Star City genius is actually gonna be. Man, I just hope he isn't weaker than me. Suddenly, Master Jiang's voice booms over the crowd. Listen up, everyone. Let me introduce the incredibly famous Master Qin Tianlai. The whole crowd immediately bows. Greetings, Master Qin, Jiang continues, and the kid standing next to him. That's the Star City genius who came to challenge us today, Su Hong. His cultivation level is, Jiang pauses, almost embarrassed to say it, early tier 1. The crowd instantly erupts in outrage. An early tier 1, he brought someone that weak to challenge them. Lin Fengsun is a tier 2. He could crush this guy with one hand. Is this kid brave or just completely shameless? Meanwhile, Fengsun is standing there sweating bullets, wondering to himself. He's only early tier 1. How am I supposed to fake an even fight and win at the very last second? Master Jiang then asks. If my student beats your tier 1 rookie, you'll teach him a tier 1 skill, right? Honestly, I feel weird even asking. He turns to the MC. Young man, if you somehow win besides my thunder spear, I'll let you pick another A-rank skill. Do your best. Su Hong smirks. Hook, line, and sinker. Thank you, Master Jiang. Qin excitedly slaps his rival's shoulder. Old Jiang, you're not so bad. So what do you and I think? This is gonna be a massacre. All right, guys, pull up a chair. You and I are about to watch an underdog completely break the system. Over on the arena, Su Hong and Xuan Feng are finally facing off. Zhang Hao chills in the stands, totally convinced a stage 1 newbie has zero chance against a stage 2 beast with a wood spirit body. The guy is practically bragging. Xuan Feng tries playing it cool. He draws his epic sword, striking a super majestic pose, but honestly deep down, the dude is low-key stressing out. He's worried if he hits too hard and crushes his opponent in one shot, it'll look awful. So he acts tough. Yo, student Su Hong, not using your spear. I thought you brought a giant spear to this fight. Meanwhile, Su Hong is just out here casually doing some basic stretches. No weapon needed yet. Su Hong is secretly doing the math. His C-tier spear skill is basically trash compared to his Cloud Hidden Gale Fist. If he actually uses that weapon, he'd be playing himself, putting himself at a massive disadvantage. Xuan Feng completely misreads the vibe. He thinks he's being mocked. He smirks, thinking this kid is way too cocky, then charges in. Let's see what exactly makes you so arrogant. Xuan Feng leaps high into the air, bringing all that momentum down into a massive, heavy sword slash aimed right at Su Hong. But right then, boom, Su Hong triggers his flying rainbow step and flawlessly dodges. Xuan Feng is absolutely mind-blown. How does this kid know an A-tier win technique? He grins. Okay, things just got interesting. Xuan Feng doesn't waste a second. He dashes forward, throwing out his hand and yelling, fancy footwork is totally useless against me now. He clenches his fist hard. Wood Prison activates, crazy tough branches shoot right out of the ground, wrapping instantly around Su Hong's legs. Up in the stands, Grandmaster Qin is shocked, a control technique. Now pay close attention, you and I are about to see something wild. Su Hong just uses pure strength, and instantly, those tough vines completely shatter into nothing. Xuan Feng is totally baffled. Wait, what? It broke in literally 1 second. But he capitalizes on that split second, teleporting behind Su Hong with his sword ready to strike. Su Hong slowly turns his head, his face completely deadpan. He balls up his fist and a glowing aura sparks. Su Hong locks into a stance, winding up for a devastating punch. Xuan Feng panics. The speed of this hit is insane. If I don't block, I'm getting wrecked first. Freaking out, he screams, would escape. Massive wooden shields immediately spring up to block the incoming hit. But guess what? Su Hong's punch just totally vaporizes the wood in half a heartbeat. The entire force of that absolutely legendary punch connects directly with Xuan Feng, sending him flying across the arena like a ragdoll. Xu Feng grits his teeth in pure agony. His mind is spinning. This guy's raw strength is practically a cheat code. Meanwhile, Su Hong just stands there, looking cold as ice. The crowd is going absolutely nuts. That was an A-tier defense skill from a stage 2 fighter. This rookie hits harder than a wild monster. Tianlai laughs out loud, asking, "How about that, old Jiang?" Jiang Hao just forces an awkward, stiff smile. Having brute force won't be enough to take down Xu Feng. Just keep watching. Back on the stage, Su Hong readies his stance and rockets toward where Xu Feng is falling, swinging a massive kick. But out of nowhere, the guy just literally vanishes. I know what you're thinking, an afterimage. Yeah, we're in for a crazy counterattack right here. Xu Feng suddenly appears behind him, smirking that he's not the only fast one. He unleashes a brutal strike right where Su Hong is standing, but our boy easily dodges it. Xu Feng yells out, "Just give up. You did amazing for a rookie." "You're pretty tough. If we were on the exact same level, I'd probably lose." But Su Hong ignores the compliment, flashing a weird, mysterious hand sign instead. Xu Feng is clueless. He's like, what the heck is he doing? Su Hong simply clenches his fist. Wait, does he really not know? Suddenly, a blazing cage erupts around Xu Feng. He is absolutely terrified, a crowd control technique. He stares at Su Hong in pure shock. A stage 1 rookie seriously mastered a literal control skill. But he rationalizes it. No way he can hold it for long. I'll just wait for the fire to burn out. In the stands, Jiang Hao is flabbergasted. Flame prison. This student of yours is way too overpowered. Wait, you're surprised? Didn't you teach him this? Tianlai looks super embarrassed. Jiang Hao connects the dots. Hang on, isn't your kid a wind attribute user? Where in the world did this fire come from? Tianlai fake coughs, sweating bullets. He just has multiple elements, okay? No need to freak out about it. But Jiang Hao pushes back, then why isn't the flame prison collapsing? Tianlai practically yells, "Dude, look, what is that crazy white flame on Su Hong's hand?" Right then, an eerie, intense glow wraps around Su Hong's fist. Xu Feng starts panicking for real. Don't even tell me you can maintain this fire cage and attack me at the same time. Even stage 3 experts struggle pulling that off. Su Hong just coldly replies, "Bingo." Then he launches a devastating punch straight at him. Trapped inside the fiery cage, Xu Feng desperately braces himself, screaming would escape one more time. And that's where we leave it. Trust me, this is insane. He takes the massive hit, his sword crumbles, he spits blood and weakly gasps, "Too unreal."